Hello ladies and gentlemen, and you join me from Tisley Park once again, and it's Sunday and you're watching the Saints but you're not in church. We've got a very special one for you, the exhibition game between the Vanguard, the Plymouth Vanguard, who just later on today their fates are going to be Plymouth win and receive. They're going to punch their ticket into the Bucks League. I'm too locked in on Uniball. The Baffa League next year with this game, and that's what we're here to do. And they'll be taking on the Oxford Saints. Oxford Saints, obviously, their season, it's been fairly down. We don't know what their future looks like, but their future is going to be on the field today for the Saints. They're playing some of their development players, and I will say, ladies and gentlemen, look. I'm going to zoom in for you. Look at these uniforms from the Vanguard. Look at them. Gorgeous. These are their alternates, their yellows. And the best part is their sponsor. Their sponsor's called Vanguard. The Plymouth Vanguard, their sponsor is Vanguard. Amazing. And that's why they've got the yellow jerseys. I'm told that it's brand colours from the company. So there you are. Just absolutely phenomenal branding. You love to see it. We're going to kick off now. Obviously, this is it. There's no other games today. Obviously, games this weekend. Obviously, GB Women's taking it off Finland. So congratulations to them. A little bit windy here in Oxford, as you can see, or Abingdon, rather. As we have Joe Bennett, who's going to be kicking this one away into the Vanguard. Bennett with a nice chip. He's not heading downfield. Oh, he's got a little bit of a bobble. It's going to be returned to left. Great tackle there from Oxford. They've backed up the Vanguard. They're going to have a long way to go. Good kick from Bennett. Obviously, no one really knows what's Oxford going to look like next year. Where are they going to be? That's the question, really, isn't it? Last year they seemed to be in a relegation situation, but they stayed in Div 1. So what's going to be the case? Could we see a rivalry blooming? Like it's not the first time that the Oxford Saints have played a team from Plymouth. Now their record, ladies and gentlemen, this is a nice little fun fact for you. The Saints' record against the Vanguard since 1997, 13-1-1, and that's a high ball. And just unable to connect with the wide receiver there. Ben Jenkins, Joby Wolfendale Brown is the QB for the Vanguard. How many times will I call them the Admirals today? But number 6 there for the Saints, very much getting in the way. Alistair Hugo just getting in the way. It's a lovely day here, and I hope you're having a great day as well, ladies and gentlemen. So it's second down for the Vanguard. So it's going to be a run to the right. Just ducking his head, trying to get something across the board. It's going to be some positive yardage, but again, good tackling from Oxford. So having a wait, we've got a very, very professional chain crew on our hands today for a gain of, I'm going to say, 2 on the board for the Vanguard. Going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the burgeoning side. Technically, when this game kicked off, the Vanguard have punched their ticket, but let's save that celebration for the end. So a high snap goes behind the QB, able to be recovered by the Vanguard, but swallowed up there by the Saints. So 4th down. Tell you what, very good defensively from the Saints all round. Very, very good all round for the Saints. Getting that kick return deep for the Vanguard, and they're going to have a 4th and what looks to me to be 16-17. So let's see what they can dial up here. Ball is up. Ball is away, but it is drifting to the right. That's not going to get the distance that the Vanguard want. Now the Saints are going to be starting on to me. Well, looks like the 23-yard line of the Vanguard. As we have been informed, we have one of the, like a development player call up. You know, very, very inexperienced, very, you know, a young player in at QB, number 3, Ian Hiscock. A name that Saints fans probably don't know that well. But he's going to be in at QB today. Heard he's very, very dynamic as well. So here we go. Going to zoom out a bit, Tebs? Yeah, sure, of course I will. Am I talking to myself? Yeah. So I've got a man in motion. Hiscock hands it off, and it's going. That's a good bit of offense there from the Saints. Martin Fitzpatrick. You know, one of the stalwarts on this team. Big man, knows how to get downhill. Oxford Saints try not to be blinded by the luminescent jerseys of the Vanguard. So in motion again. And it's going to be going to Hiscock's got it himself. He's going to break out one tackle. Not going to survive the second. Great camera work, Tebs. Trying to lock in. Trying to lock in. And he... Huh? Shall I give you a shout out right now? So Dan Williams on the sack there, making sure that I'm aware of it. So going to be a loss of about 4. I'm going to lock in with the camera. In fact, I'm going to widen it out a bit as well, just so we don't miss anything. I feel like Bob Ross. Got Bob Ross vibes going on right now. So it's going to be a 2nd and I'm going to say 11 for the Saints. Good first play. So hands off again. Ball is fumbled and that is recovered by the Vanguard. I tell you what, that first play from the Saints, it was looking pretty good for them. But the fumble is recovered. And the Vanguard are going to take over. They're going to be taking over on what looks to be the 17, their own 17. Let's see if they can get anything cooking on their 2nd offensive drive of the day. So the Vanguard dial up, 2 receivers out. So Wolfendale Brown is looking. He's going to throw a long one. And that is a great catch. And he's going. And he's going. And he's going. And he's gone. And the Vanguard will look for flags. There is absolutely none. Apparently he's coming back. Going to look over to our referees for... Oh, yes, there is a flag. Oh, spoke too soon. Trying to do everything today. In fact, so it's going to be a false start for the Vanguard. And a brilliant throw from Wolfendale Brown to Jenkins. Wiped off the board. No touchdown early doors for the Vanguard. There we go. So not only are they going to have a demoralising fact that that TD was wiped off the board, they're also going to be starting 5 yards back. 1st and 10 for the Vanguard. So here we go. It's going to be a run out. Looking for him again. Oh, and just dropped it. A lot of scrambling in the pocket. Sayer just unable to have another big splash play from the Vanguard. last game, Wolfen Den Brown 143 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 93 on the ground, and 1 rush touchdown. You know, he's dangerous. You know, he's dangerous. Going to be one to look out for next year, but let's look out for him right now. So it's going to be a handoff, this time running to the left-hand side. 41 almost gets him. There is certainly space, but dragged out of bounds by number 22 of the Saints. So on the run there, former coach, not of mine, but he was at the Lincoln Colonials, Caden Grant, big New York Giants fan on that big run. And GTS, Glenn Trafford Smith, getting the former Lincoln Colonials coach, current Plymouth Blitz coach, actually. But 3rd and 2 now for the Vanguard. So it's going to be another run, punching it up the middle. Obviously with the angles, we're going to have to wait and see. And it's going to be enough for a first down for the Vanguard as they march down the field. And obviously I want them to march down the field, because the more they march down the field, the more I can see the plays occurring. It's as simple as that. As we wind down for another successful Brit Ball season, still got lots of semis to play. We'll have 2 semi-final games coming at you next week. So it's a bit of a high snap. Wolfen Den Brown is looking, and Jenkins just unable to get it, but there is going to be a flag appearing in the backfield. We're going to wait to see what the call is. Give you the ref roster as well. So roughing the passer, you know that call anywhere when he puts his hand across. That's going to be 15 yards. And the Vanguard are going to keep on marching down the Saints. Amir Brooks, our ref today. Julian Malia, our umpire. David Gutteridge, our headlinesman. Daniel Coles, our line judge. And John Husband, our back judge. Another high snap, but Wolfen Den Brown has got it. He's going to roll out. He's going to keep rolling, and he's going to fire it. And he's going to fall, and he almost found Caden Grant there, but Caden Grant just unable to wrap his hands around it. But Wolfen Den Brown, certainly a mobile QB to say the very least, breaking tackles left, right, but not under centre. Do you like that one, ladies and gentlemen? Thought about it all week, and now we're here. Yeah, we've got 2 big semi-final games coming at you next week, with Rushmore taking on Wembley for the 3rd time. Can Wembley finally get a win against Rushmore? And I will be in Staffordshire for the Surgeon. There's going to be a pop pass with a little bit of a twist to Caden Grant. Caden Grant is going to keep on running. He's going to be brought down, I'm going to say, for a gain of 5. For the Plymouth Blitz coach. I think they're going to have an interesting season. Southwest 2 looking pretty spicy this year, if I say so myself. We'll get into that. You know me, ladies and gentlemen. That Uni Ball season is going to come to an end. Oh, sorry, Brit Ball season is going to come to an end. Then it's Uni Ball o'clock. And I tell you what, I love a bit of Uni Ball o'clock. So it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for the Vanguard now. Pretty successful drive. Wolfen Den Brown is looking. He's going to roll out again. And he's going to fire it. He's going to fire it. But just unable to get a connection with Sayer again. He's going to bring up a 4th down for the Vanguard. But a lot of scrambling from Wolfen Den Brown. And Caden Grant as well, punching it up. What's that? They're both on there.
I've copied and pasted them into 2 different documents. Now I'm just trying to get them.
Okay, so the punt is away after a bit of a rollout. Again, very high, but not very long. Going to take a bounce to the 30 and go out. Sorry if you heard me twice there. Dan, what about I'll give you Plymouth and I'll do Oxford's.
Wait, I've got it.
You got it? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just going to be me for the foreseeable. We got
Kwame Hakeem in the building.
It's always good to have Kwame back. He loves a bit of Oxford Saints. We've shared many a commentary gig on this field. And I think my favourite one is still the 3-0 victory over South Wales.
Oh, what a game that was.
Last year.
What a game that was.
Yep. That was, I believe, a game that happened.
Anyways,
So
first and 10 for Oxford. 0 offence comes out.
So Hiscock has got it. Flags are flying. I've made sure to address the people of, Ian Hiscock, young player, very inexperienced, not been around the league much.
It's an interesting one there.
So that's going to be on Fitzpatrick, the running back. And I will say one thing I do know, even though he hasn't been around the league too long, Hiscock specialises in plays from behind the sticks. Weird thing to specialise in, but he does.
He's just got that natural ability.
Something Oxford Lancery about him. Okay, so Hiscock is looking, he's going to dial it up, delivers it to 81. Brought down. Going to be a good
gain there. Dan Britton with the reception. A good 10 yards maybe he's gained on that play.
I'd definitely say that it's about 10 yards. I'm sure if they had that penalty, they would have loved to have been in a position to have a first down here, but
would have loved it, but that brings up 2nd and mid, about 2nd and 5 or so for the Oxford Saints.
Throwing off lots of shades of yellow with the flags as well. Getting a bit lost. So, 2nd and 5 for the Saints. Hiscock is looking again. And he just throws that over the head of Alistair Huber.
Well over everyone and incomplete into territory that nobody was.
Also, not a normal QB is Hiscock, but
it's not
interesting to see what he can dial up.
It's not his first choice position, but he is a man of many talents and someone who can play in multiple positions. And so is Fitzpatrick here in the backfield. He was out wide earlier and now he's back in the backfield. So we'll see what he can do on, what either of these can do on 3rd and 5.
Bit of a low snap. Hand off to Fitzpatrick. He's running right, but very good, nice form tackle. They're not going to have enough for that.
We're getting about 3 yards or so on that play.
So punting unit coming there. I was a little bit worried there. I thought Oxford were about to leave their offence on the field. I was like, a bit brave for right now, but
Something could happen, but it's just too risky. Way too much risk.
Here's the thing. In a game like this, you expect some risk. I feel like it's like the post-season for Britball, pre-season for the NFL, and we're in that nice little niche right here, where I'm sure there's going to be some funny plays.
There'll be some funny plays, some good plays, a lot to learn from. I think both of these teams are going to use this as an opportunity to learn and see what they can bring into potentially next season.
Punt is up. Dom Connor, okay, so I'm going to go on a bit of a diatribe here when this ball is caught. So it's going to be returned out to his right. We'll try and cut back to the left, or to his right. So, number 90 for the Vanguard, Dom Connor. When I did them versus the Apache, standout is the key word here. Standout player is Dom Connor. Never played before. His father, John Connor, Terminator, easy. That was his nickname. He played for the Admirals. Now, as we know, the Saints record versus the Admirals from 1997, the Saints lead them 13-1-1. So there's going to be a potential bit of bad blood there. Maybe number 90 for the Vanguard is going to be looking to maybe enact some revenge. So it's going to be a handoff.
We'll be looking to right some wrongs and rewrite some history.
It's going to be swarmed there by the Saints. Oh no, breaking. And a good gain there.
Still that taste of that European Coca-Cola.
So one thing we did have on the sideline today, we did sample some, we believe, Moldovan Coke. And no, ladies and gentlemen, that's not a euphemism. That's not. We're not doing questionable things on the sidelines. It's just Coca-Cola from Moldova.
Yeah. I mean, dead serious. It's Coca-Cola from Moldova. I mean, I don't know what you think
and
about
it's a bit strange. The hue is off. But yes, I'm gonna get.
It tastes European. It's hard to put my finger on what it is, but it just tastes.
It's like when
European.
you get a Dr Pepper from Poundland. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of, yeah.
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 So yeah, number 90, Dom Connor. We're going to get back into it. But, we're going to talk football and probably some nonsense as well.
I knew something was up when I asked the lady how much was it, and she said £1.29.
£1.29.
£1.29 for a 500 milliliter.
Not in 2024, mate.
I was thinking, nah, there's no way. There's something must be up with this. I'm gonna buy it anyways, but I need to figure out what's up with this drink.
Yeah. So definitely one to watch today. Vanguard number 90, Dom Connor. Again, Dad, John Connor, Terminator. I'm gonna switch it. This is from one of the coaches. Easy name, easy nickname. He's the Dominator. So you're gonna hear from that. Number 90 makes a play, which I expect him to do. His nickname's Dominator. We're sticking with it, right? We're going with it. So, injured Vanguard player making his way off the field. I imagine there's going to be many celebrations for the Vanguard today. They've fulfilled what they need to make it into the league next year. So it's going to be another bad snap for the Vanguard, and it's going back. But it is going to be picked up, and it's going to be taken down. And the Saints have got another good run of good luck. But unfortunately, we don't, ladies and gentlemen, because the action's over there, not over
It's
here.
going to be a pain in the neck to be able to see what's going on, but we'll do our best.
We're certainly trying.
That's in our
I
short-sightedness.
feel like that always happens when we come in. There's always action down that side, and then when it flips to that side, the action's also at that side.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's the worst.
Always happens.
But lovely facilities here at Disney Park.
Facilities are lovely. It's just difficult to see things.
So swapping on now. This looks to me like it's going to be a third and about 22.
Blow my chair over.
So it's going to be a bit of damage limitation now. And it's going to be a run play, and that's exactly what it is. Caelan Grant comes in, just gains them some more yardage, but the Vanguard punting unit is going to take the field once again.
Vanguard defense.
So how's your season been, Kwame?
It's all right.
Just all right.
We lost them all, but we alive.
So the Vanguard is going to be punting it away again. They've been going high and not long, and this punt is going to follow that trend, but it is going to be returned by number 19 of the Saints.
Clayton Bones with the return. He gets a good few yards.
But brought down.
Sets up the Saints nicely into the Vanguard territory, around about the 30-yard line maybe to get to. This is a full 100-yard field. They look nice. Nice. He's well into Vanguard territory. This is about a 35-yard line, 30-yard line. He's at the 30-yard line.
Looks to me to be on the 31, I'm going to say.
Okay.
As a guess. Are you going to be commentating any games next week, Kwame?
Next year or next week?
Next week.
Next week. I don't know, if I'm needed, maybe. Maybe Wembley.
Rushmore versus Wembley. 2 games we're doing next week. Rushmore, Wembley, Samwell, Staffordshire. Okay. So his clock is looking to dial it up, but there's going to be a flag. Didn't connect anyway, but
in the direction of Michael Bird, but the flag is gonna
now you can hear there's a definitely
probably be for a false start.
Oh, I certainly imagine so. So it's going to be another penalty on the Saints to put them back, and they're going to be starting again with a 1st and 15. Alex Chetwood there drawing the flag, putting the Saints back Fitzpatrick in the backfield. Hiscock is looking. He's going to try and throw a dart, and just off the fingertips of 40. And you could see that he was definitely looking for some sort of flag there, but nothing there for Michael Bird. 2nd and 15 for the Saints.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, Michael Bird. He's a very good athlete. Trained with him. I know he's trained with some other very good players as well. He's definitely one of the playmakers on this Oxford Saints team.
So trips right, they've put Fitzpatrick out onto the left. Hiscock is looking, he's going to try and scramble, he's going to be looking for Fitzpatrick. Oh, wow, and a great tip there from the Vanguard. And you can see that Hiscock is unhappy about the tackle, having a word with Amir Brooks, our white hat ref today.
It was tipped away from Fitzpatrick's reach, but it was awfully close to what would have been the first score of the game, if not the first legal score of the game, I must say.
So 3rd and 15 for the Saints. And I will say, as much as it may look like a lovely day on our cameras, there's a big gust of wind coming in. And for the youngster, Ian Hiscock, could be a difficult task for him. So good snap, just a quick one out, but unable to find Chetwood. And it's going to be a 4 and out for the Saints.
Yeah, 3 and out, Sean. Oh, no.
Yeah, 3 and out, sorry, my mistake.
Stand corrected.
Damn.
Lost me focus, forgot what down we were on.
Damn basic football things.
Basic football.
Damn.
Can't spell basic.
Okay, so
here comes the Oxford Saints offense.
So sorry, I thought I saw Bennett go out there, but it seems to be that they're going to keep on with a 4th and 15. They're going to run trips on a 4th and 15. Timeout. There we go. There you go, calling a timeout. And now the punting unit comes on.
Are we still in the first quarter?
We certainly are, mate. Certainly are.
There's been a lot of passing in this game.
A lot of passing.
That's probably why the clock hasn't really run as well as...
Let's have a look at the comments. Let's have a look at the comments. Because I'm sure there's going to be someone in the comments saying, why are you saying that Ian Hiscock is a youngster? Because it's a joke.
He's a wrinkly old man.
So Bennett is back onto the field, number 13 for them. He's going to be looking to kick it away. Bit of a lofty snap, but he's going to get it away, looking for that left-hand side corner, and it is going to be returned by the Vanguard. But another great tackle there from the Saints is going to be pinning the Vanguard back pretty deep. Once again, I'd argue that this ball is probably going to be as far away from the camera as it could possibly be without being in the back left corner of the end zone, which is, you know, strong. So Vanguard offense back on the field. They've had some bad snaps. Wolfenell Brown breaks one tackle and he's going to keep running out. He had 93 on the ground last week and he's got some space. Flag on the play. Ooh. And he's running towards us. He's running. And Wolfenell Brown has taken it all the way, but there is a flag on the play. There was a flag thrown. Are we going to see another Plymouth Vanguard touchdown off the board?
Face mask on the white player.
So we're going to have to look at Amir Brooks to see if this is going to be touchdown.
It's just going to be this touchdown may stand. I think it was a face mask against a Vanguard player. From an Oxford Saints player.
Does that touchdown stand? Perfect, there we go. So touchdown Vanguard Wolfen Den Brown on a massive, huge run. Again, 93 on the ground last week and 1 touchdown. And he's going to have another one on the board today.
You could see he was tiring out. You could see towards the end of his run, he was
100%.
definitely tiring out. He kept going, but the guys catching him, the gap was just too big. They weren't going to, especially I think it was at number 81 at the end.
So 6 on the board. I'll tell you what, it's definitely difficult to like really get excited for a touchdown when you see a flag come out in the play, because you just can't, confirm it. You can't confirm it.
We've got a number 80 here, but not on here.
So number 8 for the Saints, drawing the penalty for them. But at the end of the day, the Vanguard take the lead. So the snap goes over the head of the kicker, and the ball is still out. Recovered by the Saints. Score is going to stand at 6-0.
Got a name for number 80.
Go on.
Trey Lumsden.
There we go.
Here we are. Flip that round.
What have I put it as?
We just didn't have one.
Oh, we didn't have it. Okay.
Yeah. I just saw it was missing, so I went to ask him.
We just keep learning as we're going here today.
As we go. You see the back of somebody's head. And back to the players.
But I think that definitely shows, more so than the numbers and the stats will, that Wolfen Den Brown, dynamic. Simple as that. Last week, running all around, 93 yards, 1 on the ground. He's got a lot now here today, and a touchdown on the ground.
Got a lot. He's got the skill, he's got the ability to throw deep, we've seen it. He's got the ability to rush out the pocket and make it all the way down the sideline. He's got the speed to keep up that run as well. He's a man of many talents.
12 years of experience for the QB out of Plymouth. And I can tell, do you know how I know that he's good?
How do you know?
Ruiz Imperials, Berlin Adlers, Bristol Aztecs. Those mean anything to you? Premiership teams across 3 countries. And the Vanguard have got him under centre. What a get.
What a steal. Definitely going to help them out in this coming season. Whether they go into the Division 1 or Division 2, wherever they go, he's going to really be a standout player for them. So I'm interested to see how long they can keep him for. I'm not too sure how old he is or how far into his career he is, but
12 years.
12 years into his, as you said earlier.
So obviously with that face mask penalty, it's now going to be enforced on the kickoff.
This will be year 13 at Vanguard.
I thought I heard shouts of
60-yard field goal. That's right.
Great kick. We fielded by 80 of the Saints. Find the
Trey London. He's made a few broken tackles and some after action going on here between number 6 and number 54.
Yeah, we've not
definitely takes a few hits and is able to keep going. And
Sam Jenkins.
See if I can recruit this guy down to my team.
Sam Jenkins on the kick there. Haven't had much success with the punting of the Vanguard today, but I tell you what, if you're the Vanguard, hopefully you don't see your punting unit too much. It's the Saints are going to be taken over now. They are now behind the 8 ball, or behind the 6 ball, because it's 6 points. But you get what I mean. So Fitzpatrick in the backfield. In the gun. And Fitzpatrick met in the middle there.
Makes a couple of juking moves and getting it about half a yard.
Andrew Jones on the tackle of Fitzpatrick. There's going to be just a gain of 2 for the Saints. They're going quite quickly now. And his clock drops back. He's going to be looking to roll out to his left. Going to be pursued Going to have the angle for the first down. He's going to just waltz out of bounds. Tell you what, great veteran instinct there from the newcomer, Ian Hiscock.
You've got to stay alert. And you've got to stay aware of your surroundings. And nothing was open there. He took off, and it was a good thing he didn't try to take off completely upfield because it was all closed off. But he did just about enough to get the first down and keep those chains moving.
And we have seen some good plays from the Saints offense, but they've been on their fair share of shutouts this year as well.
Be interesting to see how they can respond after a scoring drive from the Vanguard.
So it's going to be a handoff to Fitzpatrick. He's going to break left, juke one, but just go down, unable to get much there. Whilst the Vanguard, they're currently 4-2 on the season. The first meeting with the Bobcats went the way of Bournemouth and Rossendale Bucks, another one of the associate sides trying to join the league next year. Beating Royal Navy 38-0, losing to the Apache 26-12 in their last game, beating the Bournemouth Bobcats, this time at Plymouth 34-14. Oxford's closest game coming a 20-16 loss to the Hornets. Moving 81 in motion. Another going to be another run at the middle from Fitzpatrick.
Just seems to me that the Vanguard are completely on guard and just completely aware of what Oxford are really offering right now. You know, 2 run plays in a row have gone for minimal yards. They need to try something different. You know, they've got the athletes, they've got the ability to get upfield, make some plays, but now it's 10 yards or nothing.
I tell you what, I'm surprised Hiscock has been managing to get the ball realistically in the spaces that he needs to. We have seen a few go over the head of the receivers, but I feel like that's just gonna keep getting better as the game goes on. But it's going to be a 3rd and 9 now for the Saints, and it's going to be an empty backfield.
Going all out here. Here comes the lottery.
Oh, and what a great catch that was. I believe that was Britton there on the catch.
Dan Britton with a one-handed catch, tipped to himself.
Always
the silky moves.
I mean, always good to see. But
looks to me that the chains are getting ready to move.
They certainly are. It's going to be a first down for the Saints. How difficult is it to tip a pass to yourself?
Probably harder than it is to catch it.
Exactly.
This is probably harder.
So they're going back to the empty set.
But I think once you've tipped it, it becomes easier to adjust the catch depending on how you've tipped it as well.
So Hiscock trying to throw a dart.
Ooh.
Oh, and what a ball. Going.
Ooh.
Oh, gone.
It's the man
No
himself.
flags on the play.
No
Touchdown.
flags on the play.
Touchdown, Saints. We're even now, right now.
Lumsden with the long catch and run off the fade.
I feel like that was perfect. We were just talking about how Hiscock is going to be able to maybe mesh a bit better as we go on. He doesn't need time. He doesn't need time.
Just as we said, 2 run plays that didn't work, 2 pass plays to get the first down on 3rd down, and a big play over the top up next to tie the game up and pending the extra points to take the lead.
So here we go now. Setting it up. I see Hiscock out there, so it looks as well may not be. They may not have a kicker they trust on staff today. You know, the Saints trying out some development players. They're not bringing the whole Saints squadron, but you know, people tend to go on holiday. So moving 87 out to tight end, 36 on the play, but a flag flies. So the Saints just taking a bit too long to get set up. They're going to have a delay of game. They're going to be taking this 2-point conversion from 5 yards further back. Oh no.
Who's this? It looks familiar.
Oh no.
Is that Barcelona Dragons hat? That's not Barcelona Dragons hat. No, it's not. That's
a Bass Pro Shop. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like we're about to be so Fitzpatrick gets the handoff. He's going to be looking, but I feel like that 5 yards extra was maybe a bit too much.
Thought he was going to tuck it and throw it for a second. It looked to me like something was up his sleeve, but I think it was just the play got snuffed out by the Vanguard, and he just had nowhere to go.
So the score is going to remain the same, 6-6. Does make it interesting, but I do feel as though that delay of game penalty was exceptionally costly, and the Saints are not going to be taking the lead right now.
Very much. Once you've hit a scoring play, you just need to quickly get to the line, have the play decided, either going for 1, you're going for 2, and just get it over and done with.
100%. Like this, that's not the scenario to sit and think and ponder about.
A simple run up the middle would have worked, maybe.
Well, you say that we've seen the Saints attempt to run up the middle, and to be fair, middling success. But obviously, you don't need too much for a 2-pointer.
Don't need too much.
So it could have had it there.
Just a draw, you know. Everyone out, empty backfield, QB draw. Who knows? Who knows?
So Bennett, number 13, going to get in the position to kick it away. Undefeated home. Hey, I am getting excited about it. I'm happy to be here. It's a nice day. There's no other Brit ball on today. Kwame getting love in the chat. No love for Tebs. You were, yeah. No love for me.
Who's giving me love in the chat? I'm interested.
Just have a look. There it is all there. You see? And the Saints are now taking a long time to get the kick.
Well, not sure if you can hear those voices going on, but there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's very interesting to watch. There's a lot of back and forths going on from the field and to the sideline with some of the men in white jerseys.
You know, at this point, if you're doing the kickoff, just get on the field. You know,
just get your ass on there, man.
Even if you're an O-lineman like me.
Sorry?
I said even if you're an O-lineman like me.
Even if you're a spectator.
I'll put you so, you don't know this, gentlemen. I'm actually stood here in full pads and helmet, ready to just.
I can confirm he is.
Have one play.
You might be able to hear like the microphone clattering against his face cage every now and again.
No, that's actually just me dribbling. So the Saints going to have a good stop there, but sort of standard yardage for a kickoff. Last scoring play for the Vanguard. So the 12-year veteran QB Wolfenden Brown take it on his feet for a huge run. But that's definitely going to be something that the Saints are maybe more aware of now, the legs of Wolfenden Brown.
And this never-ending first quarter is still going on.
I imagine because you've said that, we're going to have one play, and then it'll be Q2. And then, ladies and gentlemen, guess what happens? Q2 camera angle improves until the Vanguard, you know,
they go on a run.
Yeah. Which they probably will do. Which they probably will do. So we go. So man in motion. They're going to have a bit of a tight box. They're going to be swung out to the right-hand side and brought down there. I believe that's Kalen Grant again. We'll wait for him to get up. Certainly was. I believe. Actually, I'm not sure what his position is at Plymouth Blitz. Definitely the running backs coach.
Plymouth Blitz. Remember them.
I think it might be the end of Q.
About time.
If I've called that, that's a call to get me is, yeah.
So
here we go.
So off at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. What's time now? Oof.
You're telling me one quarter of football has lasted 45 minutes.
Welcome to the big leagues. No, I think they kicked off late. So end of Q2, score is tied 6-6. Neither team could get that extra point through. Oxford going for 2.
I'm pretty certain they kicked off at 2. You must have kicked off at 2.
Lots of pass-heavy game here in Oxford.
45-minute quarter. And nobody got injured, right?
Look, there was one
injury.
One injury.
Was there just a lot of stoppages because a lot of flags? There's been a few flags.
Few flags, lots of passes, one injury. So look at this. We've
just
got
played a 45-minute quarter. A 45-minute quarter
so
of football.
the camera angle is locked in now. Locked in camera angle.
We can see
Jamie
everything.
Scarrett is there, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that?
He's wearing some tight, short shorts as well.
Those aren't even the tightest shorts I've ever seen him wear. Hey?
He's come to watch the game in his boxers. Full Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So, any agents trying to hunt him down. So 11's going to be in motion for the Vanguard. They're going to flip it to him on the left.
Ooh, it's
Ball
a
is
fumble.
out!
Ball's come out.
No, that's going to be an incomplete pass because of the pop. But I tell you what, you always get that fluttering motion.
I thought he had it in his hands and was knocked out. My mistake.
It's going to be one of those things where I'm sure if they had instant replay, they could have seen it, but hey, no, it was incomplete. It was incomplete. It was definitely incomplete. Let's say they're trying to get that on the sweep.
Nice, isn't it?
So even though they're going to have a gain of 2, Wolverhampton Brown is going to drop back, going to fire it into the middle,
Ooh.
and it is going to be caught. That is James Driscoll there on a big catch, and it's going to be enough for a first down for the Vanguard.
When I go on the bench, he's not doing anything.
Lots of chatting to the refs today. Lots of refs.
So give me the football and let me advance that for a first down, said James Driscoll. A lot of talking. I think the referees are very much, because this is an exhibition game, fundamentally it's kind of like a bowl game. I think they're a lot more relaxed with it because this isn't going to affect who makes the playoffs.
So handoff, Caelan Grant is met in the middle, unable to get much. Again, we can hear from over here. There are some Vanguard players calling for a flag.
I'm not so sure what you would want a flag being called on in that instance, unless you wanted a call against your own team for holding or a false start.
So Caelan Grant is one of those players who's been around LJMU, Blitzby, Lincolnshire Bombers and Somerset Wyverns. Finding his home now at the Vanguard. Going to be a loss of 1 on the play for the Plymouth side. It's going to be a toss out to the right. And Grant is going, but knocked out of bounds.
It's the first down though. He's got those chains moving. He's got them moving and then some. Maybe close to a 15-yard gain, maybe 13, 14 yards or so. My arms are hurting.
And it seems to be that number 41 for the Saints is another one of those players that we don't have on our sheet today. So good on him for making the tackle. If anyone knows the name of Saints 41 currently, then if not, then what we'll probably do is we'll probably go over and ask one of the Saints.
Either that or we'll make up a name for him.
So 11 in motion, high snap, going to Grant again, this time to the left-hand side. He's going to find a hole.
You weren't there for 40 Blue Pants. Was it me and Steve doing the game? I think it was Olympians versus Knights.
Oh, it definitely wasn't me.
There was
no.
a guy. We didn't have his name, but he was wearing different coloured pants to everyone else. So we just called him 40 Blue Pants.
So we're going to have a Saint down.
Down. Somebody's running on.
So tell me, how would you feel about the implementation of a bowl game system in Britball or Bucks?
I personally would love it. I mean, when I played Bucks, we were making the playoffs every season, so it wouldn't have made a difference to me. I wouldn't have cared.
You hear that, Brunel? Making the playoffs every season.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Whereas, you know, you look at, like, for example, the Premier Division, you know, obviously the top 2 teams in each side make the playoffs, and you know Manchester Titans are going to be there, you know London Warriors are going to be there, you know the Bristol Isaacs are going to be there. But what about the other guys in the Prem who would easily have made the playoffs in Division 1, but don't have an opportunity to make playoffs or have some sort of postseason game?
I think it makes sense.
You know, look at the third place teams in each division. I'm sure they'd want to play against each other, at least to see who's better, for bragging rights, if not anything else. I know that might be a bit of a cost issue, and there might be some issues of interest because of that. People might see it as a meaningless game and not want to play, but put some incentive behind it. You know, give the game, if it's a coming together and growing the sport and putting it in this big old stadium and hyping it up and playing it like a big showcase game to people so they can come watch with their families or whatnot, or having it at a festival or something, so be it. But
you could have it here at Tilsley Park, you know, great.
You could literally have a festival going on at Tilsley Park, you know, the music
So
and
here we
everything,
go,
a DJ.
Wolf and then Brown. He's going to be looking to throw it long. Oh wow, and he's got it. And Ian Hiscock, you know, he's playing both ways, managing to bring down to the ground Matt Sayer. This time, his long reception is accepted. There's no flags.
Does bounce off his hands the first time though.
Seems we lost that favour. Lots of bouncing off your hands. No real solid catches, but it's going to be a big, huge gain for the Vanguard.
I think since he had that catch at the start, scored that touchdown with the flags going off, I think since then everything's bounced off his fingers. So he's going to be pleased to make that catch. Probably a little bit annoyed to not catch it first time, but when you've got the yards and you've got the catch and you've got the first down and you're in business and it's first and goal, you're not going to care.
So Tyler Hawke, the former professional wrestler, is in the backfield behind Wolf and then Brown. And the ball is on the floor. We see another bad snap. Wolf and then Brown doesn't look like he can escape this one. And he can't.
Get me a drink.
So some wayward snaps today for the Vanguard. Wolf and then Brown does manage to recover it, but they are going to be outside of the first down, or the 10 yards. Looks to me maybe on the 13, 14. So sending Sayer in motion, and it's going to be going out to Hawke. Big tackle there, and Hawke is unable to get it through. So third down, looks like they're going to be on the 2, but a great tackle there to prevent Hawke from swooping into the end zone. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's roll with that one. I'm going to try and get the old number of the old centre Rooney. So 64 for him. Tom Sutherland, the centre. Better snap. Wolf and then Brown is looking. And he's going to try and deliver it out to Sayer, and Sayer has just got it. Touchdown, Vanguard.
Too many mistakes.
So the last extra point did not go their way. Can they knock it through the uprights this time?
You know, this game went to the second quarter like 5 minutes ago. A long first quarter.
Yeah, especially for. To be fair, they are passing the ball a lot.
So
Very much a
Jenkins
pass-happy team.
ready to kick it through. The hole is good.
I've not seen a kick with a spiral like that.
And that is no good. 12-6 the score. Still not a successful extra point in this game. But Sayer, he definitely put the Vanguard in the position to make that score, and then just a short little bit of delivery.
I think when you look at the referee as well, yeah, he was doing the signal, it definitely tipped off someone's fingers. Somebody got the block in there. I didn't quite see who it was, but I've never seen a ball spiral like that after being kicked.
No.
Maybe being punted, but not kicked.
New tactic. New tactic, but it's worse. How about that?
It's hot, but it's windy, and it's hot and it's windy at the same time. So I may like taking off like,
yeah.
Like it's too windy.
It's still good. It's a warm, a nice warm day here in Tilsley Park, but windy. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it was the wind that caused the ball to go in that way.
No chance.
It is what it is.
Because you've got enough force behind your foot to beat the wind. This kind of wind really annoys me because I don't know if you guys know about Tilsley Park, but there's a running track around this field. And obviously, as a former track athlete, I'd still count myself as a track athlete. I'm just on a very long extended break.
Yeah.
I will go back one day.
Honest, mate, that's exactly how I feel. I don't ever say I'm a former professional wrestler. I say I'm a professional wrestler, but I've just not done it in a while.
But I can feel this wind.
So Jenkins looking to kick it away. Oh, that's a good ball.
It's a very good kick.
And that is going out the back of the end zone. Touchback. Little bit of chippiness going on.
Let's have a zoom in there. Let's have a look at who that was.
54 for the Vanguard. Trying to draw
Alex
some.
Benbow. Alex, you bad man. There's a
To,
couple of times he's got into a few skirmishes there. I definitely see the hunger for.
you know, he's not just happy that, you know, with this game his team is going to be in the senior league. He wants to walk away with a victory here.
I want to leave my mark. It doesn't matter. We might play these guys next season, we might not, but I want to leave my mark wherever I play. Now, obviously, it's not taking the mickey and kicking someone in the head or going overboard, but, you know, a little friendly shove here and there ain't too bad.
Seems to be that this is also his first season as well.
Just wants to get on the field. Now.
So once again, the Saints kind of with a little bit of a personnel issue. They're bringing someone on fairly late.
That's it'll be the running back, Alex Chetwood, who comes in a bit late and then goes out wide to receiver. So maybe they're missing the receiver after all.
So here we go now. It's going to be a run, but swarmed by the Vanguard.
Just looks to me like on these run plays, Oxford have nowhere to go. They need to go and travel through the air because when the roads are blocked, you have to fly.
You can take the train.
I suppose so. I say it's flooded.
I'm just trying to be difficult. What do I know? Big loss on the plate for the Saints. They're going to be staring down the barrel of a 2nd and 15, I'm going to say. You know, Hiscock has showed off the arm. They'll have to dole it out again. He's going to be looking. Tries for the slant. Unable.
Just behind the reach of Michael Bird, number 40.
Hasn't got the wingspan.
Doesn't quite.
Do you like that one?
Doesn't quite have it.
I like that joke.
See, he's lucky because there's an NBA player. He has his jersey. I've seen him wearing a jersey with his surname on the back. I don't know if it's customized, but I'm pretty sure it's an NBA player.
What, Larry Bird on it?
Larry Bird, yeah. Yeah, Larry Bird. He just wears Larry Bird's jersey. By coincidence, it's his own surname as well.
I tell you what, mate, I'd love it if there was like a really good American football player with the last name Tebbert. I would just buy his, mate.
Get his
Play
jersey all
play
over.
for the Dolphins, you know? But there isn't.
Yeah, a friend of mine has a distant relative who previously played for the Steelers.
Oh. Unable to get it there. Going to be nothing gained there. They're going to be trying to kick that away now. Bennett is going to be walking back on the field. 13.
You see, it's easy when you have a common surname, you know.
Yeah. I'll put it to you, I had a friend and he was trying to get into American football. And the surname's Etienne. How lucky he was that the Jacksonville Jaguars, Travis Etienne, obviously they pronounce it slightly differently. He was just like, oh yeah, that'll do.
Get that jersey. And it's number 1. Isn't it number 1 as well?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, you lucky guy.
You know, it's
Doesn't matter the team.
It's as simple as that. Like, he didn't support a team. He was looking for someone. Oh, I can get a cheap Jags jersey with my last name on it. Yeah, roll with it.
I've seen people play with my.
So a bit of a high snap there for Bennett.
Name.
Oh, that one's high and not long. Potentially caught the wind here in Tisley Park. It's going to be attempted to be returned, but brought down.
Jordy Nelson with the recovery or attempted return, who didn't quite have enough space after the bounce. It was almost swarmed by Oxford players. Tried to make something happen, but was just completely surrounded by white jerseys.
So the Vanguard are going to take over in Oxford territory, not by a whole lot, but they're going to be looking to push this lead out even further. But, you know, probably the first offensive drive where not many positives or any positives to take away from the Saints.
Yeah, there's not really much they've done other than the score to Trey Lambton.
So Wolfenden Brown is looking. He's going to try for Sayer again.
well broken up by Michael Bird in the corner position.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought he was a bit slow to get up there, but he's fine, don't you worry.
I think it was a bit of a celebration or more like relief. He sort of laid down and you could almost see the air expel from his lungs.
You know, Jenkins is definitely a target that we've not really heard much from today. Obviously, he did have a big gain earlier that was called back for a flag, but Wolfenden Brown has been looking for Sayer the majority of the game.
You do have to be aware because some of these Oxford defensive backs have a bit of talent that isn't always shown because teams find that they're able to just run the ball on Oxford.
So Grant gets it, but he's met there by our mystery man from the Saints, number 41.
Should we give him a name?
Oh, let's think of one. Trying to think of something that relates to 41. Gain of 2 on the play for the Vanguard.
41.
All I'm thinking is LeBron James. That's 21, so.
41. Declan. Spaghetti, because he's skinny.
Let's go for it. Okay, Wolfenden Brown is looking. He's going to dump it off into the middle. A decent catch there by 89.
Dicky Spaghetti.
Sam Jenkins, the kicker, manages to get it just across the middle. It's going to be a first down for the Vanguard. Again, it feels like it's so clever that their sponsor's name is Vanguard. So I feel like every time I say Vanguard, I'm actually plugging the product that they're sponsored by.
Oh, so lucky.
So say it goes into the middle, and it's going to be a toss. But stop there. Good stop there. Lots of horizontal running.
Now, see, I know quite a few businesses that could have, you know, similar names to teams. You know, there's a brand called Thrasher, the big company, the cat company that makes the big diggers and whatnot.
Yeah.
They could sponsor Cambridgeshire Cats.
Oh wow, you need to listen to this.
I'm pretty sure there's a company called Warrior out there. There is the brand. They used to make Liverpool kits back in the day.
Oh, what if they're still about?
Warrior, they're still around. I'm pretty sure they're still around.
Here we go. Wolfenden Brown is looking to throw it. He's going to roll out slightly to his left, trying to deliver it into the middle, but just bouncing at the feet of the intended receiver.
I think who else is there? What other teams exist?
Yeah, that was Matt Neal trying to get that ball in. I'm still focused on that Cambridgeshire cat construction. I think that's a good one.
That would be amazing. I'm pretty sure some people from the Cats may be watching this game.
I'm trying to think of some more. I'm drawing a... So it's going to be a handoff. This time running left, but again, good tackles there from the Saints. It's not going to be enough for the Vanguard to convert. It's going to bring up a fourth down. Going to be interesting to see.
Whose name is the Mustangs in our division?
You've got Northumbria. No, Doncaster. Donny Mustangs.
No, okay, that's kind of cheating, but if they had a Ford sponsorship, they could have Mustang all over their logo.
Yeah, they're going to get a Ford sponsorship. So the Vanguard are going to be going for it. It looks to be a 4th and 3 for them.
They're going for it because they've got the points. They know that Oxford haven't really been a threat on their offense, especially with their run plays.
So Sayer on the move.
So,
fake to Hawk.
A safe option here as they fake it.
And Wolfenden Brown. Oh!
Send 17 to the dumpster.
Absolute trucked him. I tell you what, again, exhibition games still. People are still trying.
I'm so sorry, number 17. You're lucky I don't have your name on here because I'll be rinsing that right now.
We don't have 17. Another mystery man. Getting mowed over by the former Berlin Adler.
There's nothing you can do sometimes when the guy's running at you and he's just bigger and heavier and stronger than you.
It's simple science.
Sometimes you just have to lay there and just take the full load.
So, what? Wolfenden Brown is looking. And Sayer has got it again. I don't think I want to try and replay it. But I think there's just too many bodies in the way. It's going to be a touchdown for the Vanguard. Once again, they're going to put this out even more in front. But we're going to try and see if there's going to be an extra point, a successful one. No? Oh, yeah, no, it's gone. That was a long replay.
Yeah, I think it went a couple of times.
Didn't it? Oh, well. So 18-0 is the score. Let's have a look, see if we can have the first successful extra point conversion. Bit slow to get to that ball. And it is good. We have our first extra point conversion of the day. 19-6 is the score. Certainly been an interesting one. This Vanguard offense, they've got some speed and they've got some power and they've got that throwing ability of Wolf and then Brown. I'll tell you what, I'm sure this goes for the majority of the people in Britball. You're going to be excited to see what the Plymouth Vanguard can do next year.
I would like to see the divisional alignments for next year, but we know we have to do a few more playoff games to determine a few things. Like the Division 1 final to see who goes up and who stays down.
Who do you think? I mean, I'm Caesars all the way. Caesars
will win the North.
To be fair, like, here's the thing, like, me and Kwame, we don't do the picks on the rundown. But I mean, I'll give out my picks. I think Warriors are winning it all. Number one,
Yeah.
I think Warriors. I think
they'll come back this year.
I think Warriors are winning it all. I think Caesars are gonna get promoted. I think, obviously, well, no, not obviously. I think Caesars are gonna get promoted. Rushmore versus Wembley. I want to hear your call first.
I kind of think Rushmore will win it, you know.
But I do believe it. Talk about the one. It's difficult to beat a team 3 times.
I did hear about that as well.
So the ball is away. Jenkins with a big kick goes over the head. And that's going to be going out of bounds. There's definitely some chippiness going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, and I feel like the Rushmore Wembley game is probably going to be the most interesting of the next round.
And thank God, ladies and gentlemen, the Sport Tank will be there to capture it.
Oh, goodness, I'll be there front row.
So next week, definitely come back and lock in. But obviously, we are doing another game as well in the Div 2 North. We're going to see who's going up from the north. It's going to be Staffordshire Surge paying a visit to the Sandwell Steelers. And the interesting little factoid, the first ever Sport Tank live stream was actually at Sandwell.
Oh, interesting.
So
Never knew that.
first time back there streaming, it was Sandwell Steelers women's squads in a tournament.
The flag comes out. This will be for the Oxford offence, the later game maybe.
Going to be delay a game again. I know I joked about Hiscock starting behind the sticks, but you can definitely see he's unhappy. Do you believe that adage that it's difficult to beat a team 3 times in one season?
Only because it's very unlikely that you'll actually play a team 3 times in a season. Because realistically,
hold on, I just want to do something. So Dan Williams there on the run. Dan Williams played running back a long time ago, many a moon ago, maybe even leather helmet moons ago, making his return to the position there. Not much of a gain. It's going to be his second and a fair chunk. But back to our conversation about three wins against a single team in a single season.
it's very unlikely to do, you know. I even think back to the times where the Blitz and the Warriors used to face each other in Britball finals. And
Hiscock's looking. And it's going to be a pick. And the first pick of the game, but absolutely flawed. Ball is out. Ball is out,
Oh my goodness.
and it's still going to be recovered by the Vanguard. What a scramble that was. Great moxie from the Saints to try and get that ball back, but it's so close to being out of bounds.
That one was caught, intercepted, run back, fumbled, squibbed almost out of bounds and recovered again.
The Vanguard are going to be taking over.
That is one hectic chain of events.
I feel like what we said earlier has become true, in the sense that the quarter's changed and all of the play is happening down that side of the field.
I just knew it because the Vanguard were on top at the start. Oxford Saints sort of had their period of dominance, and it almost looked to me that, like, if they don't score again here, Vanguard will take over, because they had a few big plays happening, especially after the touchdown over the fade. But now the momentum is back with the Plymouth Vanguard.
It's going to be a run at the middle. I believe that's Grant in. He's going to be swarmed by the Saints. He did manage to break a few tackles. He's going to have a gain of 4, it looks like. You know, I'm sort of half tempted to pick the Stallions. I feel like the Stallions are on a bit more of a roll, you know. Beating East Kent Mavericks, we can't say that that's not very, very impressive.
It is impressive, especially, I mean, despite the fact that obviously the Mavericks have lost some players to other teams and professional leagues and whatnot, but they're still a phenomenal team. You know, they didn't gain all of their success from 2 or 3 players.
So Wolfenden Brown is looking to throw it. He's going to try and deliver it right to Sayer. Sayer has got it, makes a man miss, but gets brought down there. So, but you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be the contrarian. I'm going to go Wembley. I'm going to go Wembley. Now, Div 2 in the south, despite the fact that they did drop a game to the Ouse Valley Eagles this season, as far as I'm concerned, the Div 2 South, it was Colchester Gladiators. They've got the Essex Tridents next Sunday. I still think that it's going to be coming away with Colchester. Got a man in motion. Wolfenden Brown is going to roll out. He's going to try and just deliver it, and that's a big man touchdown.
Ooh.
I believe that's 83, and it's going to be another touchdown for the Vanguard. Big play for the team in the yellow and black.
We got an 83.
Another
name we'll have to make up.
It might not be a 3. Look at that guy right there.
89?
That guy right there. No, this guy right here.
Guy that's come off.
Yes. It's definitely a 3.
88. It's 88. The guy that's standing on his own.
No. The guy with good touchdown. So ball is out. That's not going to be going anywhere. So I was trying to work out who that was. You didn't miss anything, Mr.
Could be 70. It's not 73, is it?
Might be 73. No. That one there.
23.
23.
There we are. Matt Neal.
Matt Neal.
Figure out his name.
I was going to say. I'll tell you what. From over here, with these very, very angular numbers, they are quite difficult to read.
That's one thing. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of angular numbers.
No.
I'll be honest with you. If we're looking at fonts, the font of number that the Saints have is much more appealing to the eye than what the Vanguard have.
I get what you're doing. I feel like it's just
alarm clock, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, old numbers.
Oh, 100%. But I feel like it's because the design and the colours are so sharp that's what they've tried to instill in their numbers as well. But who am I to know? I don't do graphic design. So. But yeah, I think Colchester Gladiators is going to be coming away with the South. And I do think, I'm interested to see Samuel versus Staffordshire. It's going to be an interesting one.
I think Colchester they just seem too strong.
Yes, 100%.
I think, again, it's another one of those ones where, you know, would you predict Colchester to win because they've beaten East Essex, I believe? They've beaten, sorry, not East Essex, Essex Tridents. They've merged now, haven't they? I believe they've beaten them twice already this season.
Yes. Well, here's the thing, it's the same thing for the North as well, in the sense of Sam. I believe it's the 4th meeting between the Steelers and the Surge. That ball is going to be returned. Big block left from
Stan Britton
87.
coming up the middle. He's followed a few blocks, squeezed his way up to middle, and is
Decent
brought
enough
down by
return.
about 2 guys.
Decent enough return. Yeah, it's the same. We've got these.
Tyler Hawk and Jordy Nelson combined with the tackle.
So maybe approaching the 2-minute warning here in Tisley Park.
Yeah, so not really a question or an issue, but just want to raise that you said that it's difficult to beat a team 3 times in a season, and obviously that's why you go for Wembley over Rushmore. But with that being said, would that make you go for Essex Tridents over Colchester?
That's, I feel like you've trapped me in my own logic here. You've trapped me in my own logic.
Just something worth pondering.
No, I'm picking Colchester, and because I will be broadcasting the Sandwell versus Staffordshire game, I will not make a prediction on that because I don't want to get shouted at while I'm there. So here's Hook, and the Saints are going to roll out. He's going to be looking for a ball, bit of a wobbly
Completely
throw,
wobbly.
and
That's picked.
intercepted.
That's picked.
And a successive interception of offensive Saints performances. But we're in.
It looked like his arm went one way and the ball went the other. Just didn't come out correctly at all, and the replay is gone. Oh, it's back. We're gone.
So the Vanguard
Just looked like-
inside the 2-minute warning.
Just looks like arm tiredness. Just completely lost it. But we're getting closer to half time.
So I believe this is probably where we're going to get to see the arm talent that has been displayed so far today by Wolf and Den Brown, but obviously within 2 minutes,
Some Seahawks bottoms there.
Vanguard have got all of their timeouts remaining. Wolf and Den Brown's going to roll out another bit of a wobbler,
Ooh.
and it's going to be picked off by the Saints.
Number 17, he's made up for getting trucked into tomorrow by
He certainly has.
the
That's it.
quarterback.
Wolf and Den Brown trucked him earlier in the game. He's now recorded an interception on the day, and just as quickly as the Saints left the field, the Saints offense is coming back onto the field.
Just like that. One play, one play.
You know, 2 spirals there that weren't the prettiest, ending in interceptions. Managing to catch the wind, drifting a little bit slower. So the Saints are going to be backed up into their own end zone. Oh no, they're not. I'm talking absolute rubbish. Because of the angles, ladies and gentlemen, because of the angles. They're going to be on their own 20. Obviously 2 timeouts remaining for the Saints. Okay, so it's got it. Flag flying from our side, run up the middle from Fitzpatrick goes nowhere. And a bit of extracurriculars there.
We love an extracurricular.
They're going
I
again.
used to go to after school club sometimes.
Again. So did I. What was your extracurricular?
Football.
Oh, mine was cooking. Look at the state of me. Of course it was. As I stand there in full pads and helmet.
Everybody did football club.
Full pads
We
and
didn't
helmet.
do football club. I remember when our teacher asked us when you were in like year 4, what do you want to be when you grow up? And every boy in our class but one said footballer.
What was the bar one? What did he say?
I can't remember what he said. It wasn't relevant.
Well,
So-
irrelevant.
I don't know. He wanted to be a cook or something. I don't know. Something normal.
So that's going to be a penalty on the Saints. They're going to move him backwards. This is what you don't know. He's probably working in Michelin stars by now. You know. So once again, the Saints find themselves behind the sticks. And it's going to be a run. The
ball's
ball
come
is
out.
out. Ball is going. Ball is going. And that is going to be a defensive touchdown on the day for the Plymouth Vanguard.
Number 27, Aaron Fogg, with a fogging touchdown.
Definitely the last few drives for the Saints not been what they wanted. I do think that the half-time whistle is going to benefit the Saints. Maybe just relax a little bit. You know,
I mean, when
Yeah.
I look at it, I mean, it feels like 10 minutes ago, I looked at the score and it was 6-6. They tied up the game. It looked like they were back in business. They had a chance to take the lead. And all of a sudden, I've looked away at the score for a few minutes. I've just taken a glance at the score, and it's a lot worse than I thought it was.
So the Vanguard missing one guy. Jenkins to kick it. He's only had one successful field goal on the day. And it's up. And it is good. So that makes 2 successful field goals on the day for the Vanguard. 32-6 is the score. That went about as well as it could do for the Vanguard. You know, you intercept it, interception given back, a fumble, and then a scoop and score.
One of those yards that they got, none of them were actually offensive yards. That whole drive up the
Yes.
field. Interception yards, or a hand punt, an arm punt, and then, yeah.
You know, it's like sometimes it's rare to see, you know, 1 or 2 turnovers a game. Not three in the space
in a
of
row.
about
That was
40 in-game seconds.
That was 3 plays in a row.
It was. Not even 40 in-game seconds, probably more like 20.
Very little time has gone. This time's not expiring as the referee can't quite make it up to the kicker and he has to just throw it to him to complete the rest of the journey.
So Jenkins made his 2nd successful field goal on the day.
Sam Jenkins. Looks like he's gonna.
He's not liking the angle.
Thought he was gonna just tap it and give it an onside kick for a second.
You know, and
Looked like he was gonna adjust and everyone just sort of.
You know what's strange actually? I think calling for half time already. So their ball from Jenkins is up and the kick is going the way.
Booted it into orbit and it will go out the back of the end zone.
Do you know what's strange? Obviously NFL moving to their new kickoff rules, similar to the XFLs, the ELFs. Do you think we're going to be seeing that anytime soon?
I don't think so until it happens in college.
Yeah,
because
that
they
makes
run
sense.
college rules here. Now, I don't think that there are many people that can actually kick that far in this country at this moment.
That's a very, very astute point, yeah.
So most of the kicks would be fouls. So they will probably just keep the current kick off because it's easier to learn.
That makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's too much to redo the kickoff in this country. It's just too much effort. It's more harm than good in terms of understanding.
So Hiscock taking it himself and pushed out of bounds. And I will say, I'm not sure if I've already said it, that me saying about how Ian Hiscock is young and inexperienced and a development player, that's called a joke, I'm aware.
Just have to make that clear because unfortunately not everybody understands jokes.
No.
Some people think that other things are jokes and some people's jokes are not very funny and some people's jokes are very funny. So everyone has a different sense of humour.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame that some people have a bit of a funny, awkward.
I'm just saying, I've not seen any comments in relation to it, but I imagine there probably is one. And I'll put it like this, gentlemen. So far in advance that I actually spoke to Ian Hiscock about making that joke. So I made it. There you go. He's not going to get annoyed that I made it.
This isn't a roast if you know about it.
Yeah. Gain is 3 on the play. Hiscock is looking. Almost intercepted again, but a good tip there from 43 for the Vanguard.
Pat Turner.
Brett Turner getting hand up there. I wonder what sort of gloves those are, nice and shiny red.
Probably trampolines. Could have caught that and returned it to the house.
You could. So what brand of glove do you use?
Nike.
Nike.
Yeah.
What one?
I can't remember what they're called. They're in tatters right now. I need a new pair. At this rate, anyone gives me a pair of gloves that feel new, I'll wear them. But other choice, my cleats are Nike.
So it's going to be 3rd down here for the Saints.
Nike.
Hiscock has got some space, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down, but he's not going to be able to go out of bounds. Let me tilt that camera slightly for you. Get a bit more level. See what he's doing kicks. I've got no idea what brand of gloves are used, because if you're a lineman in this country, you've only really got the choice of 2. And I still can't remember which one it is. 1st down, Saints.
I've got to find something.
No timeout called. Interesting decision. Saints are going to have the ball after half time as well. So Hiscock is going to take it himself. Bit of a biggish tackle there.
Swamped by number 49. Chris Roberts, the captain, makes the final play of the half.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in this exhibition contest between the Plymouth Vanguard and the Oxford Saints. The score line right now, 32 to 5, 32 to 6, not 5, what am I talking about? 32 to 6 for the team in the yellow and black, the Plymouth Vanguard. And you know, normally this is the point where we'd give you some scores from around the league and, you know, say, hey, this is what's going on. But no, not going to do that today because there are no scores. This is the score. This is the score. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get a drink. I'm probably going to get a snack. Yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you in, you know, 10, 15 minutes or so. Scoreline right now for the half. The Vanguard 32 and the Saints 6.
Sport coke.
Well done, mate. Good job. No, that wasn't. I still love doing it. There's never any need for anything on you. Did you? Oh, here, yeah. I thought they were doing sprint sessions. No, I saw you wrong. You were back. Something else. Still on I'm Jamie, by the way. That's my name. eBay.
He can barely speak. He can't commentate.
I could. I reckon I could. I think the natural chemistry that we have would be beautiful.
If we try not to sweat.
I won't sweat. I don't sweat that much.
Technically, it's going to take you in the picture that you wouldn't be able to live with that, would you?
That's true. Well, I have put my feet in the car, so maybe I...
I never plays off, it's going to go to the car.
According to yours, I've been telling I've been commentating through pads. Honestly, I wish I could.
Well, I thought that there was one thing that they sort of kick on saying when it's a bit
Well, don't get me wrong, like championship game, like realistically, if it was like Plymouth win this game and they're in, then I can understand that. But no, all that had to happen for them to be in single is for the kick-off to happen. The sort of selling point of this game happened at the start.
Oh, I just.
Yeah, I do. Right.
get a little bit carried away.
Yeah. I don't think that's right. You're a classic kid. Those ones are still fucking around.
He was so hard.
I come down to the Lancers games and they're like shit talking you and nothing like that. They literally do that.
That's amazing. That's such a Lancers thing to do.
The Oxford Lancers lead on the university. And what they do is they get down in the line and they literally shit talk you and that's it.
That's so funny. The worst round was back in Reading, and it was like the whole deal on. I'm ready to set the ball, and they go. I'm there going, what the fuck? Because none of my stuff's working. Normally my stuff, I normally haven't got a response. It wasn't working.
Fifth string.
No way.
Yeah. So look, now when you commentate, so he never played in high school or college, and he's fifth string.
So they've just got a bloke.
Yeah, who went to the school.
So you know you're talking about that one school that was taking pictures of people dressed up in kit? That's what they've done.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's not looking good.
Oh, Ronaldo's American quarterback is basically apparently not really played at all.
He's not playing for shit.
America turned up in the beginning, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay, but now when you're commentating, you pull up his resume. Oh wait, it doesn't exist.
Oh, let me just go to Euro players. Hold on. Oh Lord. No, that's not good.
We had it, didn't we? When everyone was like, oh yeah, we've got this new Canadian coming in, he's playing O-line, D-line, turns up and he's practically disabled. Like he could not move at all. He looked like Alf from Alf's Toy Barn in fucking Toy Story.
Legitimately, we once went to me, Fours and Flowers went to aircraft training just for a joke. He came as well. He got into full kit and everything ready together. He caught that, which didn't drop.
He did that at Tex, mate.
Yeah, he went to Aztecs.
He went to Aztecs, did half a session, like did nothing, like warmed up with the O-line, and then at some point just disappeared.
But then
His favourite thing is to tell people that like, you guys are so much more athletic over here. Like when I was playing in Canada, like everyone was just way bigger and it was way slower. I was looking at him like, you went to Amsterdam game, yeah?
No, he travelled all the way over there.
Yeah.
On the bus, 24 hours.
3-5 holidays.
We said right from the start that how they went was just
that bus ride alone.
If I could have made my own way there, I said this.
If I could have flied, did you fly?
Yeah. But then like, no, we before the bus first. It was like, good luck to you.
I'm a flight, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you join us back in Tisley Park in Oxford for the second half of this exhibition contest between the Vanguard and the Saints.
Wow, big kickoff for the Vanguard here coming.
It's a great kickoff.
It looks like it's going to be fielded by Dan Britton, who's going to make his way up the middle and turn up towards the left. You get his shirt pulled and you have another guy almost trying to tackle him and he's going to dust him off and make his way up to around about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Joe. The scoreline here is a bit untenable for the Saints currently, but if they want any sort of hope of potentially coming back and making this game a bit more competitive, they're going to need to score on this exact drive. They're very, very, very lucky to get the ball after the half. They need to put some points on the board here.
100% correct. There's just no way that they can really have any hope of gaining anything out of this game other than a beating without starting to put the score.
It really is one of those things where there's a potential for a running clock here as well. One more score and this game will be over before you know it. Hiscock is back in. Be interesting to see what he can do. It looks to me, given that there's 4 receivers, they're going to be going for the empty set, but there is an issue currently with the chains. So I was going to try and get some barbecue from the barbecue truck that is here, do a review, but I didn't. Also, because I'm currently wearing Oxford Saints jerseys, blowers and helmet, it's white and I don't really want to spill barbecue sauce down my jersey.
Yeah. It'd be a good idea not to, especially if you need it.
Exactly. You know, at any point I can get called up. Exhibition game, which means I can keep the microphone on. And I'm going to get in the huddle, I'm going to dissect what's going on, and tell everyone in the audience to play ball. And you're just going to see how we dial it up. But it's only if I get called in, you know. So, okay, so value. Okay, so here we go. Hiscock delivers it out to Fitzpatrick. But Fitzpatrick going to be brought down there. Number 4 doesn't look like there's going to be much gain on the play for Fitzpatrick, but it's no Vanguard. Didn't have a Vanguard player down, but no, he's back off. He was down, but he was on his own sideline. So, you know, there's a place to get injured. You're on sideline. I really hate. Like it really bothers me, and it is the. Because I've seen it before in Britain. It's the cleats of number 28, because that is the exact same colour as the flags the refs throw. And I keep seeing them on the ground, and I'm like, "Oh, there's a flag," but it's not actually.
Motion on the cross now?
Yes, certainly. 26 or 28. Oh, he got cut though. He did get cut though. We're going to have another look at that actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, great block there from number 51 of the Saints.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, sorry about it. Who's number 26 for the Vanguard for me?
Andrew Jones.
Sorry, Andrew Jones. It's just that Andrew Jones. It is bad that we were highlighting you specifically.
Let's watch him again.
I am sorry about that. I was just focusing on you because those cleats are a bit distracting to my smooth brain. But we're locked in on number 26 now. So Andrew gets through, gets blocked. Oh, that ball hits the turf.
Instead of Fitzpatrick just thrown towards his feet.
I can't get over how crisp that block is. Oh, Lord above.
I wasn't even looking at anything else. I don't know what happened on the play.
So went backwards for the Saints. They're going to be punting it away. They're going to have a 4th and 13 now.
He said we needed to score in this game.
I still can't go over that. Fantastic.
The block was worth points. I think it's 6.
Oh yeah. In this game of football. So a bit of a high snap, but the ball is away. Number 4 looks to be. There's just some.
It looks like he's recovering that Plymouth Vanguard. He's got under number 19 or so.
Oh, is that Dom Connor? So that seems to be that is the dominator. Dom Connor is gonna. That was a punt that was maybe caught about 3 or 4 seconds there by Jordy Nelson, but the dominator Dom Connor manages to retrieve it, and the Saints, who would absolutely have thrived at that field position.
No man's land, it's really and truly. There's just nowhere for it to deflect off and go so far away from this.
So Wolfenden Brown looking out to his left. Good catch there, bit of a high grab there, but immediately brought down there by 25. But it's going to be a gain on the play. As I say, 6. It's not going to be enough for a first down. Saw a Plymouth player doing the motion for a first down, but you're 5 yards short. Yeah.
I thought he was a little bit closer to the first down, but I knew it wasn't the first down.
No. Sometimes, maybe the ref will think, maybe I made a mistake when he sees that motion happen. Same with pointing on offside. So Caelan Grant in at the back.
The thing with the receiver makes that catch high as DB is in prime position. It's just different.
So Sarah in motion, he's going to go to the time position, he's going to go out to Grant. He's going to play 17 to beat, tries to truck him. Going to be enough for a first down, I imagine, for Grant.
I would look at a play like that. I think number 17 needs to be a little bit further over to his left, sort of giving up the almost an outside lane. And if that running back was able to break that tackle, he would have been gone completely. You have to, when you're the last man out there, you have to force the guy to come inside.
So
I don't think he was just able to do it. I don't think he had the legs to really wrap himself around the running back who was just coming.
So not enough for a first down from Grant there, but it's going to be a 3rd and 1 for the Vanguard. Heavy box now. Wolfenden Brown's going to take it himself. He's going to have enough for the first down. He's going to get brought to the floor by a flock of Saints. What's that? Plural. Religion of Saints. I ran so far. And now this video is going to get taken off for music copyright. So same formation for the Vanguard. The first down. So do I. So nothing on that one.
Really trying to provide that offensive lifeline, trying to make some stops.
Grant just cannot get anything on that one. Doesn't look like there's going to be any yardage in the bin. No, I've spoken too soon once again. You know, the Vanguard have definitely lost yardage there, but it's not going to be a lot. I know we don't deal with half yards and things like that, but that looks to me like it's going to be about a loss of half, so we're just going to go for a 2nd and 11, that's round up. So Sayer in motion. And fake to Grant, out to Sayer. And Sayer has got the space. And dragged out of bounds there. I believe that was 41. Declan Spaghetti. Getting Sayer out of bounds. But it is going to be enough for a first down for the Vanguard. And ladies and gentlemen, next week we will bring you 2 games from semi-final Sunday in the British American Football League, as the Rushmore Knights welcome the Wembley Stallions and the Sandwell Steelers welcome the Staffordshire Surge. So Wolfen then Browns looking deep, but there is going to be a flag from the official on our sideline. What was that from?
Someone told me Wembley were at home for a bit. I don't know if it's Wembley. Is it Rushmore at home because they're a higher seed?
I believe so. I thought it was at Rushmore.
I have no idea where it is, but
I'm sure, because we spoke about it, we look in the comments in about 30 seconds or so, we will have an answer.
Someone's singing about Plymouth Vanguard. We're just getting spam from the comments. Are these from the same person?
Hey, people are excited for the Vanguard. They want to sing about the Vanguard to the tune. In the backfield. That's going to be going the way of the Saints. The Vanguard are going to lose 5. 1st and 5. 1st and 5. No. 1st and 15.
Vanguard.
For the Vanguard.
1st and 15 for the Vanguard.
23 in motion. Push through. Grant is going to have it. It's going to be dragged horizontally by the Saints, but then brought down. Going to have a gain on the play. Enough to get him back to the original line of scrimmage.
You've got to play like this, especially with the Saints defense. You're almost looking at passes a minute. They have to gain some yards. They might run short it down, try to get them short, but it looks to me that they've been able to stop the run. They've been fairly confident trying to do that. But to establish themselves as a run-stopping team, force them to open up the playbook. So this is just too simple.
So Wolfen Brown's looking almost sacked there. And he's just going to try and get it out and almost to Sayer for a big completion there, but it's going to end up a 3rd down for the Vanguard.
Just out of reach. Just out of reach of the receiver.
I'll tell you what, it's good vision from Wolfen Brown to locate Sayer. Unable to make the connection, but still good throw. There was definitely opportunity there to make it. It wasn't massive.
I think Sayer's going to be a bit annoyed with himself. He definitely could have given himself a better opportunity by diving to the ball, but sometimes it's just going to be first and there's no chance.
So I'm going to say a 3rd. So 3rd and 13. Russ.
Some movement. I saw a little bit of movement. I didn't quite see the number. Crystal. Or is that the Chris Tucker player?
We're taking a break from Hollywood.
Oh, interesting. It could be, you know.
So offside for the Saints.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're stood all the way in the corner, so I couldn't quite hear everything he said, but it's a foul on the defense, something along the lines of offside, and it gives the Plymouth Vanguard another 5 yards to the quarterback rolls out.
3rd and 8. Looking for Sayer. And Sayer had it in his hands for a split second, but not enough.
It's well guided by number 17, but
He didn't do enough to really get a catch.
I think that might have worked.
What?
I believe the mic for the actual system was on, so they can hear us twice.
Oh.
So
That's annoying. That's very annoying.
what's that?
When you can hear it twice.
Yeah. And it was probably on during half time as well, so that's a problem we can deal with later.
That's a good thing I went over there.
Oh,
Ooh.
let's see where they mark that. I think that
Let's
bounced
see.
just on the goal post.
On the goal line,
Yeah,
not on the goal post.
not on the goal post. Not on the goal post, sorry.
That's the thing, I've always thought about that in Canadian football because they have the goalpost right at the start. So if you punt the ball and it bounces off a goalpost, what happens?
I do like that rule though. It is a good rule. Canadian
football has so many different rules.
Yeah, Canadian rules is fun.
I've watched the CFL before. I've watched a few games, but I've never watched the game start to finish. I just never seem to catch it when it's on at the right time. It's entertaining. I think some of that is the unknown as well. It's like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but people are running, people are celebrating.
Here we go, he's got
Big
a man
things
in
are
motion.
happening. That's behind him. These slants and quick outs are all being thrown behind the receivers, and Dan Britton, there's another one just there, aimed for him, but just thrown behind him. I think it's to do with the timing.
So this is now. Cool. Thank you, Matthew, for keeping us informed of those tech issues. Thank you for that. Yeah, it was on. Dan.
Was that our time?
Yeah, it was picking up. The camera was picking up audio as well, but that's fixed now. So thank you, Matthew. That's weird. I wonder if it was like that for the first half. I didn't see any comments about it. So it's 2nd and 10 now for the Saints. It's going to be a run up the middle, but just going nowhere.
Just seems to me that at some point you need to start changing things up. Maybe go for some Hail Marys, go for something deep, try to just pin them, try to do something, because if you're just getting pinned inside your own end zone, as the guy who was having a bit of a conversation with us earlier, who was walking around the track, caught my attention. This is some really good scenery today.
It's a very, very nice day, very picturesque. I'll tell you what, I do. You know, there are people sat on the bank here at Tisley Park. They look exceptionally comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Very, very
But
comfortable.
the thing is, Hiscock, we know that he can throw the ball deep. He's executed it today. They need to dial up something big now, and they've got trips. Hiscock is looking, and it is going to be caught by Fitzpatrick, and the ball is out, and it looks to be recovered by the Vanguard. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to rule that. I think Fitzpatrick probably did have that for enough time.
It looks to me, I've seen the catch that was made, and I was looking to see if it was for a first down, if he'd gained the first down yet, but before I'd even realised, I see the referee turn around, start looking the other direction. I'm saying, what's going on? Vanguard football, the offense will take over.
Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, if you did hear me talking at half time, I apologise. I do swear like a sailor in my normal vocabulary. It's one of those things when, normally when you get a turnover in this area of the field, normally a bit more cause for celebration, and it was just very, very silent from the Vanguard on that one. Yeah, it's difficult to sort of feed off it. Ball is going to be run right.
It's different because, I mean, for one, you kind of know where they're headed as a club. You know, they're headed towards somewhere, Division 1 or Division 2, and an opportunity to win games either way. where it actually means something. And at the same time, you look at the score as well, and it's like the game's already been won in their eyes. Another turnover here, another score would really put the game to bed. I'm not so sure if they do a running clock in meaningless games, but if they do, a score will finish the game off.
I can imagine that it is going to go. So Tyler Hawk, and he's going to be brought down. Ball is out.
Would you look at that?
And the Saints are going to save themselves from a running clock, but they are going to be starting very, very deep.
My bad. I think it'd be 2 plays away from a running clock. No, touchdown and yeah, 1 score. You look at it now, they're even more backed up against their own goal line.
You know, I really
Now
think
they've got a lot more to get out.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult for the Oxford Saints to make it out of here.
Yeah,
You know, we've seen the run plays up the middle not really go for much.
we have to do something different this time. They have to try a different method. You know, running up the middle does not work. They tried to throw out wide. They've not got the timing. As they go for another run here, as it looks like, and it doesn't look like they gain any yards. It just looks like a congregation of people have come together, swarmed on the quarterback who's done a QB draw. Tried to gain a yard or two. I'm not sure if he did, and it brings up 2nd and forever. 2nd and 10, no gain.
You know, at this point, is it just a case of damage limitation? But I feel like even if you're punting in this particular environment, it's going to be difficult. So it's going to be going to the right-hand side again. Going to have a better gain there, but I don't think the Saints are going to be completely out of the danger zone as of yet. So it's going to be a gain of 2 on that play from the Saints. It's going to be a long way to go. Are they going to risk something out here? That's a big, heavy set in the middle. It's going to be another handoff. Not going to be enough for a first down, but I think if they've given themselves enough space to get this ball away with a bit more safety.
Yeah, it looks to me like the punter's coming back on. Punt team's coming back out again. They're going to try and give themselves as much room as possible and try and get a turnover, maybe enforce their way up the field, and that's really how they're going to have to do it, you know. Punt the ball away, make a strip, fumble, interception,
They're going to
punt
need
the
a
ball
lot.
away again, and that's how we get down this end of the field.
Pat Turner back to return, but you know that the Vanguard are going to be sending everything here.
Pat Turner, Pat Returner.
Good. That's a good one.
Interesting.
So they do manage to get the ball away.
This punt wobbles and helicopters out of bounds around about the 30-yard line.
So definitely a lot of breathing room then. Saints really couldn't do much with that.
Make that about 35 or so.
Vanguard starting on Oxford side of the field. Grant, Wolfenden, Browning, Jenkin on the left, Sayer on the right. Sayer in motion. Wolfenden, Browning's going to take it to the right. There's a lot of Saints in the area, but he's going to turn back. If he can beat 98, there's a lot of space.
Ease off.
Running very horizontally. But number 19 with a great effort there to get him out of bounds.
A lot of running for a minimal, maybe a minimal gain. If he gained a yard, maybe he lost a yard, but turning a big loss into a fairly neutral play.
To be fair again,
Strong job by Wolfenden Brown.
that play could have been a lot worse. It's going to end up as a loss of 2 on the play for the Vanguard.
It'll be interesting because I've played for and against quarterbacks who have the ability to run 40 yards back to then run 41 yards forward and do it play after play after play.
It's one of the things, we saw a huge run from him today. We know he's got the energy.
Sometimes you get forced into doing it when the options aren't open and your O-line is breaking down.
And into the screen
Managed
there.
to find someone quickly this time and maybe just about squeezes his way for a first down.
I believe that's Jenkins, number 12.
Ooh. Banks.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. So Wolfenden Brown. Oh, almost picked off there. Oh, okay. Thank you, Matthew. I was getting worried for a second there. I'll go back and check it. It's not on there. It's in the DMs. I was just checking to make sure that like I wasn't, you know, effing and jeffing during half time, because I was effing and jeffing during half time. But so 4th down now. Vanguard are going for it. Wolfenden Brown's looking out for Sayer. What a grab by Sayer. He gets around 17, but I believe that's Mr. Spaghetti. He's going to be taking him out of bounds.
I was just checking to see if there were any more comments coming up. So I've not seen it in a while. I thought it was broken. There was one game we were doing that it was broken. That's because it had to go off and then come back on.
Doesn't look that bad. I do want to try and get some words with some of the Vanguards after the game, just to discuss, you know, what's next for them and how they feel that this season has gone and the entry to the league. We're probably going to get some Saints as well, just to go through. Obviously, this is, you know, unless they have another exhibition game that we really love, we're not going to see much of the Saints. Wolfenden Brown's going to take it, going to try and punch it through himself. Wolfenden Brown trying for his second rushing TD of the day. But unable to get it done there. But the Vanguard are right there. Play call is in. Who have you got winning the Super Bowl this year?
My Pittsburgh Steelers.
You're joking, right?
Every year. My Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm winning the Super Bowl.
Who do you think's starting?
Russell Wilson.
Okay. I like Justin Fields, but you know.
I like him, he's an athlete, but Wilson will be the starter.
2 out. Wolfenden Brown is looking. Going to throw it into the middle and just punched away by number 17 of the Saints, it looks like. Another player we don't quite have a name for.
Don't have a name for him.
So 3rd down, good goal line stand here from the Saints.
How about
They're staving off this mercy clock.
he got trucked and he got a pick. Let's call him Trucky McPickerson. Or just TP for short.
We haven't got a name. He's done well. Come back. So it's going to be a 3rd and goal. Same formation, 2 receivers out on his left-hand side. Snap going right, and Wolfenden Brown's going to take their momentum and go into the end zone, looking to truck 17 again. Waiting for it. Looks to be another touchdown on the day. Wolfenden Brown gets his 2nd rushing TD of the day for the Vanguard.
Just looks to me as a case of who's a better athlete, you know. If I'm lined up in the middle and you're lined up out there and I can get to the outside quicker than you can get there, I'm just better than you, and I'm just going to prove it.
It definitely seemed to be, you know, that snap was heading to his right-hand side. Could it have helped him? He's leaning out there and he's going to take it and run it. You can't see what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, but Kwame understands.
I totally understand. But when you're already lined up out there and you see the guy running out, you know where he's going. He's going to the corner.
Okay, so Jenkins is going to be looking to kick it again. Oh, and we can see that that's up and that is through.
That's up. That is through. I'm looking at that like I could have blocked that, guys. I would have loved to be on the pitch right now, and I would have blocked so many kicks.
It's one of these things where I was thinking about this the other day, just sort of how different players' experiences can be on an American football pitch. Like, I've never experienced what it's like to be a receiver in a game. I can imagine that's horrible, being a DB or a receiver. Having one of the more active positions, do you know what I mean? In the sense of, you know, playing on the line, it's not, don't get me wrong, it is contact every single snap. But the experience that I imagine you've had playing football and the experience that I've had playing football are vastly different.
Completely different. I thought about it. Like I've never had to play interior O-line or snap a football. Not even as a long snapper, you know. I've always been in view of the football, and even when I played running back, I was involved in a bit of pass pro, but it wasn't quite the same, you know. It wasn't quite stand there and let a 300-pound. I mean, sometimes, but
I remember I was with another one of our commentators, Alfie, doing Bristol versus Cambridge, and I was like, you know, I played centre, and I forget what the conversation was. We said something about. It was like, would KK Brooks make a better centre than me? And my answer was, yes, definitely.
because he can snap the ball.
No, I imagine he just is. I imagine KK Brooks is probably better centre than I am.
That's saying a lot about KK Brooks' ability.
Yeah,
I've never
exactly.
seen him play anywhere on the O-line.
It's just going to go over the head. It's going to go for a touchback. It's one of these things where I don't know KK Brooks well enough to ask him to snap me a football, and then I can judge it based on that. You know, maybe next time I'm at an Aztecs, I'll be like, can KK Brooks get the accuracy? I imagine, yeah, he probably can. Yeah.
Wouldn't it just be like Ezekiel Elliott playing centre though, against a real? If we're talking like an actual defensive tackle playing against him, trying to block him.
Yeah.
Just as a no disrespect to him, but if we're talking about a defensive tackle on the same level as he is as in his position.
Okay, so I'm saying in terms of Brit ball. So
okay, in terms of
so would KK Brooks, if he was playing centre, be able to block, say, a Cambridge Cats D tackle, for instance? I think yes. I'm not saying like on par. I'm not saying.
On the circumstance. If
so
it
Oxford,
was,
so Oxford are going to take it. They're going to run it. It's going to have a good game, but there's going to be a swarm of yellow jerseys in the area.
I mean, I look at it like if it was London Warriors or Manchester Titans, definitely no. But arguably anyone else. I mean, if it was against like these Oxford Saints, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means, yeah. Go snap that ball. Go play centre.
It's like, I'm not saying like as good as KK Brooks is in his normal positions. Not having like that level of a D tackle against him. I'm talking about like in the game itself.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Like, do I think that
if we're talking someone of his level at D tackle,
then no, definitely not. So it's going to be another run here from the Saints. Keeping it on the ground. Not going to be much on there. So it's going to be the end of Q3, which is good because I didn't update the scorecard anyway. So final quarter here.
A very long game. To be fair, when the first quarter lasted 45 minutes, you knew something was up. I think the referee just forgot and just let him carry on. Have you ever seen that when there's a bit of a quarter snafu? So I think it may have been here. There was a player down towards the end of the second. They decided to take half time early, come back, play the final 2 minutes of quarter two, then play quarter three, and then play quarter four. I feel like that was here, but I'm not sure. I've definitely had that before on a stream. That's ridiculous. Now, I played in a game on a stream that had a serious injury. It was against Blitz.
Oh, if it's the one that I'm thinking of.
I think it's that one.
Oh.
So the third quarter had just started and it was on the kickoff. So there was no possibility of us like doing half time then, because if it had happened right at the end of the second quarter, because I think they had scored just before half time, So if it had happened on that kickoff, they could say, all right, fair enough, let's just go straight to half time. All right? But it was first play in the third quarter. You know,
Yeah,
you just
it
kind of
was-
had to.
You know, in terms of like, I'm fairly certain that's one that Steve has told me about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was. That was the one.
yeah.
But looking at it, apparently if it got to an hour, they would have called the game, and it was like 56, 57,
Yeah.
maybe 59 minutes, and then it got
Okay,
him
so
off.
Hiscock is going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it out, and it's
Throws to the other
intercepted.
team.
He's going to be brought down. I believe that makes Hiscock's total 3 on the day, interceptions wise.
So it's like it was just thrown up, completely floated out there for anyone to just up and grab, and now they're lifting them up.
But at the end of the day, you know, Hiscock, it's not a natural QB. It's not a natural QB. So, you know, just bear with him.
I mean, you look at him; he's still very young, got much time on his hands to learn a lot about the game, and
A lot of
getting
football,
better as he
a lot of-
ages. You know.
a lot of football left to play. A lot of football left to play. A lot of learning, a lot of growing.
You think of a young boy just last summer he was taking his A-levels, and now he's suiting up against.
He's going to uni
you know,
this year.
one of the biggest
Going to
up and
Oxford
coming
Uni.
teams in the
So
country.
Caelan Grant has got it, and he's fighting through.
It looks to me like some of them were going for the ball, but it doesn't seem like to me that they had much strength. There was a lot of fighting here and there and clawing, but the running back was able to keep his balance and hold on to the ball.
So unsure if it means that it's the end of Wolf and Den Brown's day. With Sammy Dunn, now the QB for the Vanguard. I'm going to move this. So I've got a lot of stuff in my hands. No, but the ball's out. So it's going to go to Caelan Grant again. He's going to punch it up the middle.
Get the ball! Nice, good play, nice.
So maybe only 2 yards on the play there from the.
Going to bring up 3rd and 3. Be an interesting one, you know, and see what they do. Do you reckon they'll just keep running the ball with this new quarterback in, or do you reckon they'll test him out on 3rd and 3, maybe get a first down and then see what he can do on 1st and goal? There's a lot of options here for the Vanguard.
Third and 3. Getting a nice good look. Some of those new Vanguard jerseys for him. So Dunn is looking, and he just almost finds Sayer, but not a whole lot. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Vanguard. Doesn't look to be any change of personnel from the Vanguard, so you've got to expect that they're going to be going for it here.
Oh, they're keeping the offense out.
So it's going to be going to Grant again.
He gets the first down comfortably.
Grant's going to have the first down.
It seems to me that there's no outside contain. There's no one there to stop them from just getting outside and just going up the sideline, as they've done for the first score of the game. They've done that a few times today. Someone out there really needs to ensure that that is not an option.
Are you saying that I should go out there? And
Yes, Tibbs, I think you should go in there since you're padded up. Hopefully the referees won't notice that there's 12 men on the defense, and one of them's got a microphone.
here we go. So Sammy Dunn is looking, being pursued, but he's looking back left corner. But Dunn just floats it over the top of the end zone.
You should go for it. See, the issue is when you put in a QB2 or QB3 afterwards, after some game, they're not playing with the receivers, the top running backs, and the top O-line. A lot of the times you've rep guys out. So by the time the twos come in, you know, the game is not quite as refined, and you're working with guys that aren't quite up to speed as the starter does. So it can be a lot more difficult in that sense. You have to be a lot more accurate.
So Sayer in motion. Dunn throws it out to Grant. Grant finds a lane, but looks like he's going to be caught. Once again, a good stop for the Saints.
Maybe get him down to about the 7-yard line. That brings up 3rd and goal from the 7. 7 yards to go in, or maybe a field goal.
It's going to be interesting to see if they do opt to go for a field goal. Sammy Dunn, formerly of the Torbay Trojans, he's in at QB now.
You'd think there'd be more kickers in the game, being a sport where, in a country where football is the biggest sport. And a lot of people come from rugby as well.
I feel like you'd think there'd be better kickers.
There should be a lot more and a lot better kickers in.
Okay, so it's going to go to Grant again. Going to hammer it through. Going to gain some yardage, but he's going to be down at maybe the 5 or the 4. Going to wait for the spot. Going to be down at the 4. At the 5. And it's 4th down.
I'd give it a shot, you know. It gets to the point where I can't play no more. I want to make tackles and stuff. Just test out my leg.
I think his problem is I toe punt it, and it goes. I've got what they call Toblerone boots. Okay, so 4th down.
Ooh, just told us what the play is going to be as well.
So it's going to be a timeout for the Vanguard.
D, I'll have you. D, let's go, let's go.
Hang on. So just look at the. So you can see that Ben Harris there. He's lined up perfectly because he wants everyone to get a good shot of his calves there. You can see there with his Saints coaching polo on. I'm going to try and
Zoom into his calves.
zoom into his calves, not his bottom. Look at his calves. Look at those calves. This is something that he's asked us to do, ladies and gentlemen. Look, you see him flexing it there, flexing the calf, and he's off. So the Vanguard have had a chance to talk it over. So Dunn's going
4th and goal.
to try and throw it. He's going to try and get someone in the corner of the end zone. And Charlie. So we now know number 17's name is Charlie.
Charlie. Chaplin, Charlison.
13's quite high for the Mercenaries. So goal line stand before the Saints. They're going to take over theirs. But because they're on this side of the field, there's lots of Saints sort of in the area. So if you hear any swearing, it's from these naughty Oxford players. They're going to be starting on their own 5.
I can't stand on the sideline.
Someone,
People calling towards my side and not be tempted to just run on.
so the Saints are missing a guard. We're all involved.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Yeah, we've got Jamie Scarrett's here. He's trying to get in at guard.
I will register with you.
So 11:24 remaining. Oxford going to call a timeout here. Don't want another delay game penalty. Or that 11.
Someone annoys me because some of these jerseys are different brand to others.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, so if you look at 95, yeah, it's for him as well. His
Got
numbers
Football
are
America.
thinner. His numbers are thinner. Look when he comes in.
So here we go, whistling in now.
1st and a million.
Saints just trying to get out of the danger zone. Hiscock's got it himself. He's going to need to do something here.
Oh,
Ball is out.
No way. 21 should have recovered it. He batted it out of bounds.
Oh.
Ay.
And we got some players down. One of them being Ian Hiscock. We've also got a Vanguard player down as well. Diob's okay. He's getting medical treatment on the scramble there, managing to get it away. It's a shame. It is bad. It's not bad. It's do just hope he's okay. Lovely bloke. Lovely, lovely bloke. So it could keep you updated here. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be streaming 2 semi-finals games next week. We got the Staffordshire Surge visiting the Sandwell Steelers and the Rushmore Knights welcoming the Wembley Stallions, we think anyway. I believe it is. I believe that's what makes sense to me. I believe we're in Rushmore. But that game will be live streamed, which is good because that's going to be a very, very, probably the most interesting game of the weekend, I think. In the classic third, can you beat your team 3 times? That is the question. So the injured Vanguard player, he is being helped to the sideline in his cock, still being treated by the medical staff. It's certainly going to be an interesting one next week as we decide who will be heading to Butts Park in Coventry. Take home some potential silverware. Got the Aztecs and the Titans. And in the south, Div 2, you've got the Colchester Gladiators taking on the Essex Tridents as well. I think it might be Newcastle that the London Warriors will be playing, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I'm fairly certain that it is. I'm going to try and ask. Who are the Titans playing next week?
Oh no, yeah, Aztecs.
Oh sorry, who are London playing?
It will be Newcastle.
Thought it was Newcastle. Yeah, so it's going to be London welcoming Newcastle and the Aztecs making another trip up to Manchester, try and punch their ticket to Coventry in and another showdown with the Titans. It tends to happen that is a big game that happens. It's going to be an interesting one. I think that maybe it could be argued that the Titans, you know, have they lost something? That's the question. Can the Aztecs do it? Can they meet the Warriors again? You know, as I discussed earlier, I do think that it's going to be London Warriors going to be taking it all. And if you are interested, ladies and gentlemen, the ELF game I will be covering next week is Milan versus Barcelona. Should be an interesting one to end out both teams' season. Both teams are desperate for a win. Obviously, the Barcelona Dragons having a bit of a strange season, maybe one of the strangest seasons we've seen in the European League of football. Milan just trying to get it out, get the season out there with a win. And Zachary Blair is definitely one of those key players to look out for them. So it's going to be interesting to see just how they do next week. We've got some good playoff football in the European League of Football. We've got some good playoff football awaiting us here in GB. As Hiscock's back on his feet. It's always good to see. He's going to be carried off. We do hope that he is okay. He's an absolutely lovely guy. You know, as much as we were joking about it today, about his youth, you know, very much a veteran of Britball for the Saints. Coaching at the Lancers as well. Be good to see him. So it looks like we're going to be going back in. So we're going to get rid of this.
He's helping out right now. He's 30, number 13. Alright, cool.
So we're going to see what sort of formation they're going to. Yeah, it is a place where they have placed Hiscock down, you know, very close to the field. Wouldn't surprise me if play doesn't restart, just due to how close.
It'd be a while for play to restart.
Oh, my Spotify's just started playing. Thank you for that. Nightmarish.
Yeah, I think they would have had to move him to outside the football pitch.
I believe so. I don't think I'm going to put the injury break thing back up, and just because I don't think they're going to restart play, and given that the Saints are taking off their helmets,
because they don't have another QB, I suppose, as well, or another person who can play QB. Realistically, they might have another.
It's going to be an interesting one. You know, Hiscock definitely normally playing on defense at DB, made some, you know, great interceptions from what we've seen anyway, from our experience.
It looks like the Vanguard players are walking off the field as well, so they're going to maybe consult the guys and see if.
Again, it could be an interesting one.
Will come off. Or it could just be that they're coming off.
We're just waiting for a car to come up to take them.
Okay.
So, delay.
So it seems to. So we're just waiting for a car. You know, the early prognosis is dislocated hip,
just to make sure.
but obviously, but again, he's a you know, very much a valued member. always a pleasure to see him. I enjoyed seeing him at some of the Oxford Lancers games this year. So, but just waiting for him, and we will get started again. May take their mics off slightly for a bit, just because obviously there's no other football on today. I've not actually got that much to discuss. We'll say the Oxford the Oxford Saints, we'll say, are looking for coaches, and they will compensate as well. So if you are interested and you are in the area, the Oxford Saints are looking for coaches. But it's going to be an interesting one for next year for the Vanguard. Obviously they are now in, or will be in next year anyway, and it's going to be an interesting one. The Admiral's obviously disbanding in the noughties, late noughties, but it's good to see another team in that area. Obviously we've got links to the Navy as well. You look through their roster sheet, there's a lot of players played for the Blitz, played for Torbay, played for Cornwall, and realistically I think come next season, I think that's going to be one of the rivalries to watch out for. It's definitely going to be an interesting one when Cornwall face Plymouth, because I can't see them doing an SGS Pride. I'm going straight to Div 1. I've definitely got the amount of roster space for it, but you know, would it be fair? I do want to thank our referees for coming out here today, and referees all around the league as well. They've got an interesting few weeks covering all these semi-final games, and I'm very much interested in going back to Sandwell, the place that really did birth the Sport Tank live streaming. Without the Sandwell Steelers women's team.
Look for a bag, please. It's a big black bag among big black bags.
Yeah, without Samuel Steelers Women's, would we be here right now? Would we, have streamed the Div 2 North and South finals for Bucks, streaming semi-finals? Who knows? But it was definitely the first step for us was the Samuel Steelers women's squad for allowing us to do that. We just need to find the date on that. I believe maybe 2 years was the anniversary a while ago.
That military time.
So it seems though we are going to get some play. The Vanguard still on the field. You look ridiculous.
Okay.
Connor Folds being a disgusting young man and swearing on the live stream. Number 66 for the Saints. Disgusting. I don't slander you every live stream. I haven't slandered you much. Would you like to be slandered?
What do you mean by much? What have I done?
I don't know. We'll find that out when I start slandering you. Yeah, it's just like, just some former Lincoln Colonials sort of surrounding me a bit. Don't know if I vibe. Don't know if I'm vibing with this. So it looks like we're going to go back in. Yeah, I've done nothing. So it looks to me like we're going to be back in now. As Hiscock is going to be taken away. Do hope that he is okay. I'm definitely going to check up on him later on today. Coming in at emergency QB, thrown for a big old touchdown.
Guys, I'm not on. I haven't got a helmet. I've lost it.
It was
He threw for a touchdown today. Don't get me wrong, he had a fair few interceptions, but in at QB, and we do hope that Hiscock is okay. So we are back in now. So Bennett is going to now be in, and he's going to give it to Fitzpatrick. I'm going to wait for the hands. Nothing there. Vanguard still out here. The Saints very much in the danger zone. Big protection here for the Saints. They don't want anything to happen, but they're going to be sending. We've really got a blitzer right there. He's going to try and make his way. It's going to be a handoff to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is going to have it. He's going to have it out the end zone. It's going to be a 4th down for the Saints. Bennett is still out there. So there goes Luke Malahan, number 45, another former Lincoln Colonial. He's one of the people I was going to slander, but I don't really have much all around. I can't really slander Luke. He's a pretty nice guy. He's a pretty nice guy. So Bennett is going to be kicking this ball out the back. He's going to have a heel on the end of the field. That's going my way. Don't hit the sport tank camera with the ball. Anything broken? No, nothing's broken. Did manage to absolutely pinpoint that underneath the tripod. So it's an interesting one. Don't worry, he says sorry. Good shot though. You managed to get it under the tripod. You managed to miss all the anything expensive. So all you did was hurt my feelings. So that ball's going to be placed on the 11. Saints had a good stand last time. So Wolf and Den Brown back in at QB. He's looking for it. And a nice sliding grab there by the Vanguard. Try and get a number up for you. For some reason my phone is instructing me that I want Spotify. I don't want Spotify. I want the roster sheets. Harrison Elor on that catch there. Going to be a 2nd and 5 for the Vanguard now. Just out of that range of 2nd and goal. Wolf and Den Brown is looking. He's going to go through the middle. Oh, and what a grab there. I believe that is Jenkin, number 12. Let's have another look at that. You know, I said it earlier in this game that, you know, especially against the Apache, that there's definitely a 1-2 punch at receiver from Sayer and Jenkin. And haven't seen much of Jenkin today, but he manages to record a touchdown on the day. So 44-6 is the score. Let's widen this out a bit and we'll get the whole glorious image. The ball is up, traveling a bit flat, but the ball is good. 45-6 is the score.
Which side? Opposite Harry.
So a good display from the Vanguard today. Again, I really am excited to see just how they do next season. It's going to be a very, very interesting one for this team. I do hope they get some yellow lowers to match their current jerseys, because I think that colour rush would look pretty good. Pretty good. But what do I know? What do I know? There are people. Well, what do I know? Because I'm told at least once a season that my admiration for the Sussex Saxons kit is wrong. It's wrong. Problem is, I stand by it. I stand by my love for the Sussex Saxons kit. And if that's wrong, I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right. So all yellows for me, please. So Jenkins to kick it away, not Jenkin. Two back to return for the Saints. Should probably get my hand on the camera ready to swing it. So Nathan Coates standing exactly where the ball is, but I'm not gonna. Seems to be that the ball just keeps blowing off the stand. I can't really make that particular event interesting. Hawk coming in to hold it. I can't really tell Nathan to get out of the way, and I feel like even if I were to move the camera, he'd still be in the way. So Jenkins with a kick. Bounces out the 30, going to roll back, going to be returned by 81 of the Saints. But a good return there from Oxford. So Bennett now in at QB number 13. Great QB number. Great QB number. You love to see it. Yeah, it was. So the Saints are going to have that just shy of the halfway point to the field. Britain with a great return. I feel like I can make a joke there about something like Eurovision a couple of years ago. So here we go, Britain's got it, Britain's looking. And just bounces at the feet of number 24. Be interesting to know just how many snaps Britain has actually taken at QB during his time at the Saints.
Played the whole season.
So not Britain, I mean Bennett.
They had another QB, didn't they? Saints before.
Yes, our good friend Francisco Ferreira. He was here last year. He was Reading. Reading's QB. So it's going to be a handoff, but it's not going to be going anywhere. Drag down, going to be a loss of a couple on that play.
Is it running clock?
I'd imagine it so, yes. I imagine it is a running clock. I can't imagine that they'll be relaxing those rules for an exhibition contest. You know, at the end of the day, this is what the game is about here today. The Plymouth Vanguard, they're going to be in senior ball next year. They're going to be in adult ball next year. They're going to be in Brit ball last year or next year. Sorry, Bennett's going to roll. He's looking. Just going to throw it away. Bennett throwing away. Trying to get it here. But this is what today's all about. Obviously, you know, we've sort of seen the Vanguard's journey. Following that on the rundown, obviously we've seen them do it. I believe there's Rossendale Bucks as well. I'm not entirely sure of the status of the Bucks. Be interesting to know. But I know that right now in Plymouth there's probably going to be a few beverages thrown the way of the Vanguard because they've accomplished their goal, and we will be seeing a lot more of the Vanguard next year. So good kick from Bennett. He's taking a nice Oxford bounce. And he's going to field it. Good kick from Bennett. Vanguard are going to come back on. Potentially aspirations of a 50. As Connor Folds takes off his jersey. Also, the question is, where are the Saints going? You know, where will they be heading? What will Div 2 look like next year? A lot of questions that we're probably not really going to get answered for a while. So, great ball over the head. I believe that is Sammy Dunn back in for the Vanguard. We don't quite know what's going to look like. Who's going to be up, who's going to be down. We find that out in Coventry. Well, no, actually, we don't find that out in Coventry. We find that out next week. You know, Samwell going up, Staffordshire, Colchester, Essex, Nottingham. So Dunn is looking, throws it to his outside, finds a receiver, steps out of bounds. Dragged down. It's going to be an interesting one to see. You know, every Brit Ball season just seems to get better and better. But obviously I'm going to be locking myself in for the British University American football season. Very much looking forward to that. After the championship games are all said and done, my big old long rankings post currently sitting at a corking 9,768 words. And that is going to be picked off by the Saints. Number 41. Good pick, good field position. Can the Saints do anything with it? Can they add some more points onto the board? That is the question. That's going to be, that big old post is going to be released fairly soon after the championship game. Maybe the day after, but I think I'd probably not the day after, probably the day after that. Just because, you know, give it some breathing room. You know, before people slander me online for not picking their teams to win championships and stuff like that. There's been a lot of tough divisions this year in Bucks. Notably the Southern one, the Northern one. I think we've had the Southern 2 is pretty good as well. Southwest 2 as well. So Bennett's going to hand it off to Williams. And Williams is going to have space. And Williams might just have a first down on that. And he certainly does. It's a very, very good pickup there for the Saints. Haven't seen many of those in the second half of this game. It's interesting. I think Southwest 2 going to be interesting. There's a lot of potential winners there. So Williams still in at running back. Bennett is going to look to throw it through the middle and just bouncing off a cavalcade of players in the middle of the field. You know, realistically in the Southwest 2, I think Plymouth have a chance of taking it. That's the Blitz, not the Vanguard. I think the UE Bullets, UE Bullets 2, sorry. I think they're going to have a good shot at winning it. Gloucestershire as well. Pretty consistent so far for the last 2 years anyway from Gloucestershire. But then you obviously cannot forget last year and the Taranai Aberystwyth. Scottish one as well, could be interesting. What's the return of UWS going to look like? It's going to be a handoff to Williams. He's going to be swarmed in the middle. You know, Northern one. You know, I've sneak peek. I think Manchester probably going to end up winning the division. But I feel like my second place may surprise some people, because I think that the Northumbria Mustangs are going to be. But I think, don't get me wrong, I think people already think the Mustangs are pretty dangerous, but I think they may even still at this point be underestimating them. O'Coin, and obviously, ladies and gentlemen, Sportac are now going to be operating a northern streaming team as well. So get ready for that come Bucks season. We'll bring you some great games from the north as well as the south, where I will be taking my kit around the southern portion of England, and we'll see. We will see what I do. I've already got a list in mind, so you know, see if we'll do it. Obviously, there's some good teams out there in the south: Portsmouth, Cardiff, Exeter, Brunel, Exeter, and then probably Exeter again, I'm going to say. Seems to me we have an injured Vanguard being taken off the field.
If it gets worse, or you can't breathe, go to the hospital.
So the Saints are going to have a 3rd and 11 now. Great run from Williams to get them into this position. But can they do anything with it? In the gun. This angle's quite hard to see the backers. Bennett takes it. Bennett fires. And a great grab. Still on his feet. Falling forward. And we're going to just have a look to see just how close the Saints are. I'm going to wait for a call before I make any sort of call. So it's going to be a 4th and inches. They are right on the goal line. Are we going to potentially see an Oxford Saints score here? Fourth and inches. Williams in at running back. Shortened up that base quite a lot. So the Vanguard looked to be taking a timeout. They obviously saw something that they didn't like. Be nice seeing another score here from Oxford. So I do wonder if the comments are broken, or potentially everyone's had their fill. They saw how this game was going to go. Just saying, this is going to be the game for next week. Samuel versus Staffordshire kicking off at 2. So the Plymouth Vanguard have had a chance to have a conversation. They want to stop a score. Williams now, don't think he's in eye form, but the angles has thrown me off slightly. And Bennett's going to take it himself. And we're going to wait for the call. Are we going to have a touchdown, Saints? I see some Saints with their hands up in the air. I don't yet see any referees. They very well could have a first down. So it's not going to be enough for a touchdown for the Saints, but they are going to have enough for a first down. But have they already showed their hand potentially on this exceptionally short yardage situation? Lots of S's there. Maybe some people that are slightly longer. Going to be a handoff to Williams. He's going to get absolutely flattened there. 2nd and goal is still potentially a loss of 1 on the play. You know, clock has got to be winding down at this point. Again, the Saints are looking for coaches for the next season. And yes, they will compensate. So if you're interested, send them a DM. So 2nd and goal for the Saints. Going to be a trickier handoff. Touchdown, Oxford. And Oxford are going to put 6 on the board, and they're all celebrating. And much they should. 12 to 45 is the score. Technically out of mercy clock now. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Obviously Bennett, they went for 2 last time, and it seems to be they're going to go for it again. Bennett under centre, and he's going to try and push it, and Dan Williams just pushes him into the end zone. Wow, a very, very aggressive push there from Dan Williams. They're saying it's no good. Score as it stands right now, 12 to 45 for the Vanguard. So Bennett's going to go back on to kick it off now. No rest for the wicked for number 13. I believe, but he looks like he's going to have a... You see just how long is left on the clock. So, be an interesting one. But, positive, Saints managed to score again. But Bennett leads a touchdown drive. Gets pushed in by his running back, Dan Williams. Right in his ribs. On that 2-point attempt, didn't go anywhere, but a touchdown on the day. Leading that drive out, and now he's got to kick it away. So this is where you start testing people out. Testing things out. But it's still, at the end of the day, the main takeaway from this game is, hey, Vanguard are in. And Bennett with a little onside, but able to get scooped up. Why not go for an onside? Why not? Funny. Test it. You love to see it. Gosh, my feet hurt. No, I'm trying to find out myself. So the Vanguard getting ready. So it looks to be that Caelan Grant back in at running back for him. So Wolfenden Brown still in. Get into the hands of 89. Gets out of bounds. Going to be enough for a first down for the Vanguard. So seems to be, if I'm reading right, that's going to be the 2-minute warning here in Oxford. So 2-minute warning. Are the Vanguard going to be looking to put some more points on the board? And to be fair, even if they do, what you've got to consider is all of these snaps are just training right now. Getting people the reps in, so when it comes to next year and they're playing for keeps, they got some extra juice. One more rep, that could be all the difference. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting argument, isn't it? You know, should you just kneel it out or should you actually give it? This ball's coming our way. And what a ball. And Jenkins has got it and just made it look easy. Wow. I tried to press the replay button there. Be interested to see if he still gets it. 51 is the score now. Now Sox are going to get the ball back. Sammy Dunn in to take the 2-point conversion. Apparently they're still missing one player. Getting number 0 in for him. Oh no, they are going for it. So Jenkins with the touchdown. Jenkins with the extra point attempt. And it is no good. 51-12 is the score. So Saints are going to have the ball back now outside. Sorry, now inside of the mercy clock rule. So it'll go back to a running clock. So the Saints are not going to have much time to do anything with this. But again, every play counts. Every bit of experience matters. We're going to spin it round. Oh. It's always nice to be back at Tisley Park. We're going to hopefully get some more games next year for them, wherever they may be. I'm trying to, if I was going to play for a team, I'd probably play for the Saints. And to be fair, even though I live in Swindon, I still stand by that. Unbelievable stuff. So Jenkins to kick it away, not Jenkin. Plurality on this kick. Ball is up. Ball is up. What a great kick that is. He's going out of running, makes one man miss. Cuts back and keeps going. Still calls for the Vanguard coaches to take the ball. Not going to be long left in this one. And maybe we'll get some Plymouth coaches over, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm going to have some more water. It's nice water. So missing one. Nothing coach running him. You know, as we're sort of in the dying moments of this game, and you know, I'm just here sort of by myself. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched the stream, everyone who watches the streams. I'm sure many people won't hear. There's going to be a handoff to Dan Williams. He's going to be swarmed. Everyone who's watched, you know, the Sport Tank streams that I've commentated on, you know, we wouldn't be able to do it without you. And the feedback you give us is what makes it all worth it. You know, we do this for the love. I do this for the love of the game. So to see people sort of share in that passion is always fantastic to see. And without all of you watching, I wouldn't have been able to go to the European League of Football and commentate there, which has, you know, realistically been a dream come true for me. May sound silly to some, but Dan Williams, he's got some space running through, and Dan Williams keeps going. And a great run there from Williams. A great run from Williams. I'd love to see it. And he's got to come out. Fantastic job. He's got to come out. The playbook's one now, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us and supporting me. It doesn't go unnoticed from me. Under centre is Bennett. Bennett's going to try and take it himself. He's going to get a good lane. He's going to keep going. I think the Saints will have a first down. And that seems to me to be the end of this exhibition contest here in Tisley Park. And celebrations all round for the Vanguard. As even at kickoff of this game, they've punched their ticket into the Adult Ball, Senior Ball, Brit Ball League next year. And it's going to be an interesting journey to see where they go from here. with the scoreline here in this exhibition contest. 51 to the Vanguard, 12 to the Saints. One thing I will say, we do hope that Ian Hiscock is okay, or as much as he can physically be as well. Just a pleasure having him there. So I'm unsure if we'll get some Vanguard people on. It's getting a bit late. That is both to Kwame and to the audience. Turn it on. Yeah. You can turn it back on if you want. I wonder why that's not charging. No. I do hope he's okay. With nothing but respect here, but we'll say the Plymouth squad, you know, against the Admirals, they were 13-1-1, and in the new era of Plymouth football, they are currently 1-0 against the Saints, and I'm sure if these two teams meet again, it's going to be a very, very interesting one. I'm going to let them do all their pack downs and stuff like that, and in fact later on I'm going to sign off as well. So ladies and gentlemen, from Sport Tank, from Kwame, from the Saints, from the Vanguard, from me, Tebs, we will be with you next week for two semi-final games between the Rushmore Knights and the Wembley Stallions, and the Sandwell Steelers and the Staffordshire Surge. We'll be with you next week. Check out times. I know Staffordshire versus Sandwell is going to be kicking off at 2, so lock in if you want some Div 2 Northern action. Rushmore versus Wembley, that will come out during the week. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to be here on this exhibition contest here in Tisley Park. Oxford Saints still looking for coaches, will compensate. DM them if you're interested. I have been Tebs. This has been Sport Tank Scoreline here today in the year of our Lord 2024. The Plymouth Vanguard are going to Brit Ball, to Senior Ball, to Adult Ball, and they beat the Saints 51-12. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week for some semi-final football